We rocking and rolling. Got about 44 pounds or so on the backpack, and we are here downtown at the old port. Rock and roll for the 7th special, 7th of October. Yours truly. Look at the river. And we got a little companion here. Really, what you want? You want some loving? I ain't got food. Not gonna give you any food because you got it in nature. This is the river, St. Lawrence, and that is. You can see the mountain, my second home there where I go, and this is my home, Montreal, aka Hawk Island, island of Telema. And yours truly, independent artist, activist, philosopher, geopolitical analyst, and here is gonna go. As we go, you see. Those are big buildings. Those were made during the Expos 1967, and the quality of the camera is not that perfect, but hey, we gotta work with what we're given. Sometimes the body is the temple for pleasure and purpose. And it is 10:56. 10:56 and the wheel's spinning, and it was a little bit of that rainy side, but seems like that rainy now, many that rain anymore. Rock and roll 24/7, gotta begin, commence with gratitude. Grateful, thankful, my rent's paid, electricity bills paid, got food, and got a little bit of sweets. Thank you for that donation for the food, and did some cooking last night, overnight, plugged it out this morning around early, left early because I went to the hospital to retrieve some documents, with yours truly from the past, and to see some documents of an incident where I lived a kind of a surprise attack here in Montreal a few years back, and I got that and I had a dislocated shoulder and kind of like a concussion, and I was out for a few days. Let's say I had my Cillian Pirate episode, Cillian Pirates, the Cillian Empire episodes of my own, and here it is, greatest city in the world. Down there you can see part of the mountain getting clear now. Don't tell me the sun, my king, is gonna come shining. As we go, we gotta be careful when you cross here because there's people driving, so I gotta be prudent because I'm in the public now. I'm in the public sphere, and in the public I got extra responsibilities, duties, and obligations that I do not have under the normal circumstances, and I am hoping for my king to pierce through the black gray clouds. It was 5 big thunders yesterday, lightning. I saw them. I was on the way. I didn't film it, but here in Montreal was a big storm for a few minutes, like 44 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, and yes, it is clearing now, but I saw something I never seen before. It was all around me, like in a circle, like 5 times, in the south, in the north, in the east, and in the west, and kind of like in between, Usually when you see lightning, you see them in the east, or in the north, or in the south, but this time, I saw them in the north, the lightning strike, the flash, then I saw it in the east, then when I went back home, I want to get wet, in the west, and I saw it in the north and south. So all around the 4 points, I've never think I'd ever seen that. So that means that there were the thunderclouds surrounding Montreal, Hawk Island, just like it is now. Seems like we're gonna get that clear, and today we're gonna rock and roll a little bit of a special, because usually we go to the mountain, but now I wanted to start by the river, on the island of the Hawk. Encouraging all to work out, train, exercise. Working out, training, exercising has been, is, and will be my medicine and therapy of choice. We're gonna do some push-ups as we go, and I'm gonna put my raincoat in the backpack. Don't tell me the sun, my Pope the King, is gonna pierce the clouds, getting a little bit of some of that sunlight. It's October 7th, and I went this morning earlier. It was like 7:18, and actually I left even earlier. It was like not even 7. It was like 6:55, and I went to the hospital to retrieve, because I got RA, retrograde amnesia. I have like blackouts of memory, and I remember mostly the past 7 years, and then before that incident, it's hard for me to retrieve memories prior to that incident. So I went to get to the medical consultation because it's in the archives, and I had to go to the hospital. I had a dislocated right arm. It was really dislocated, hard dislocation, and hardcore dislocation, and that's what it is with that. And here we're gonna go on the bench. Oh yeah, the sun, my Pope the King, shining. Oh yeah, the sun, my Pope the King, shining. Anyway, so that incident in my life was was like a surprise attack. You know, just got attacked. I don't remember exactly if I had any prior relations with the person in question or with the persons in question. It's just I lived my own surprise attack on like a Cillian pirate episode, you know. So here I am now. Survived that. Going on that XYZ and saluting the king, the son, you know. We gotta get it on that go, and we always gotta get it for the drill, and they always gotta get it for that now, and we're gonna go towards the sun and meditate. We're gonna switch to that French here because we're in La Belle Province, you know. And here in the old port, you see my cousins, my family here, great Quebec family, North American family for the North American Collectif, you know. We gotta get it on the go, and we're gonna get it on the go, and we're gonna get it on the now. So that's what we need to get going with that. That's what we're gonna get knowing with that, man, you know. So anyways, wow, the sun really started piercing the clouds. Beautiful sun just out of nowhere. Wow. Wow. We gotta go get it on that, you know. So that's why we gotta go get it on the go. So anyways. Anyways, and I want to paint these, you know. I want to paint these here. I want to paint these here. I want to paint these here. And look at that bow. 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 Beautiful bow. Beautiful bow. Beautiful bows right there. And that's a beautiful bow right there with that. So I think that comes from Norway. And now that the sun comes, pierces the clouds. Wow. Beautiful skies. Clearing of the skies. The mountain is down there, but now we're gonna go all the way straight. And please, cousin Mayor, I would like to not only paint the benches, paint the benches on my road. I would love to paint these benches. Let's paint them some red, some blue, some purple, some color. I'm actually willing to do volunteering, you know, to just paint these benches. So bring me the brushes, and I'll paint, you know. Just paint some color, the brushes there and the paintings, and that's all I'm willing to do, you know. Just paint them all, and gotta get it on the sun. Just put some paint, you know. Put some paint. I'll do volunteering to paint the benches, and that's how we're gonna do it with that. Do it with that, you know. Paint the benches here. You know, just paint. They're kind of great. They've been like this since 1978, and we got that big boat there. Big boat. Look at that big boat. Huge boat. Huge boat. Look at that. I'm gonna take some off here, you know. Huge boat from that Norway. And that's how we gotta go doing with that. And beautiful. Comes from Norway, so he crossed the Atlantic, I'm assuming, you know. Most likely the Atlantic, you know. So that's what it is with that for the drill. And here we're gonna go by the boat here, the last bench, but please, Mayoress, my cousin, and Auntie Valerie, bring me the permission slips, the tools, and I'll volunteer to paint all these benches here in the old port. Will be Rainbow Dragon's contribution, and also the benches on the mountain. So now it's getting hot in the sun, so I'm gonna have to get a little bit of that XYZ, and that's what we need to get doing with that. There we go. We're gonna get it on the go, get it on the now, and that's how we're gonna get it on the go, you know. There we go. Put it in properly. There we go. We're gonna get one first. There we go. We're gonna get it on the now. Got some food. Thank you for the donations. And you know we gotta get that hydration, and we're gonna ready to rock and roll on the road. Gonna drink an all, cause now we gotta earn that thirsty. And wow, beautiful sun. We're gonna go all the way by the river this time, you know. By the river. By the river in Hawk Island, Montreal, overtime every time. For the butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks. All involved in the production, distribution of food. Let's go. 4 and a 5th. Gotta get it, get it, get it. Let's go. Here we go. Say goodbye to the big boat, and I gotta be, you know, because I'm a geopolitical analyst and theorist philosopher for the defense of the collective, and we're gonna take a look. I don't know if we can take a look by that side now. Probably no, but look how big it is. It's a big, big, big boat. So now imagine to get 3 like that, military style for defense purposes, for coast to coast, Canada, U.S. made Dragon Army NORAD initiative, because you know I'm a geopolitical analyst and theorist who has predicted the current conflagration, and October is the month of geopolitics for yours truly, and I am an independent geopolitical analyst and theorist philosopher. This is here in the old port Montreal, and I always like to see tourists who come here in La Belle Province, and welcoming them. Please only eat, drink local cuisine, you know, local cuisine, and only eat cheese that's made in Quebec, wine that's made in Quebec. We got so many things from the local, and you got little beautiful clouds, and the clouds dissipated here, and here's the old port, we gotta get it for the old port here, and you can go on the up, let's go on the upper scale a little bit, exploring a little bit of the old port here in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, North American, Canadian, Quebecer philosopher, independent geopolitical theoretical analyst and artist and athlete, and who's been depressed and suicidal, who is also of course a mystic, who's, I want to paint these stairs as well. They need a little bit of color, and here in the old port you can see the grand magnitude of Quebec, La Belle Province. You can come jog, and you know we got on that lucky, guess Mother Nature, forgotten goddess, was a little bit with the king, the sun, my pope, the king, the sun decided to shine and clear the airways as we go back. We're coming from the east, so we came east. Now we're gonna go back west, and we're gonna get it for the go. See, imagine all the construction workers, what it took, you know, what it took to build, man. All the brains, all the muscle, to build it, you know, to build it there and here, and beautiful sun now shining, pierced through the skies, and imagine all the brains, the muscle, to build all this, and that's a big boat. We're gonna go check it. So my initiative theoretical protocols, of course, gotta know that I am an independent geopolitical analyst and theorist, and that's what we gotta go doing with that. And see, that's the north. So that's north, that's west. West, you know, west, and that's east, you know, east, and that is of course the south. So now the camera's pointing south, and those buildings need a little bit of color, built during 1967, and we got great architecture here. Yours truly was born several times right on this island, sometimes a man, sometimes a woman, and sometimes, of course, I was born 3 times in the United States, once as a woman, twice I was born as a man, served twice in two different wars in the U.S. Army, and read Through a Glass Darkly, George Poem's Patton's General, 4-star General Through a Glass Darkly poem. If you want to know about his beliefs in reincarnations, as I do, you get that 50-50 now. I'm androgynous, gay, pansexual. That's just another part. You gotta forget that. Forget that when you get it on the go. So We gotta get it on the go, and here I love it to see people when they come here, and I love that boat, and I like to be of service, and for defense, North American Collective, it's called the Viking. It's got that Norway flag. I discern. I'm pretty sure that that's a Norwegian flag with the red and the blue and the white, red and blue and 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 white. That's a Norwegian flag, and that's what I discerned there that is gonna be. So I've had in my mind a flash when I passed it the first time, and now, of course, because I'm an independent geopolitical theoretical analyst, but first and foremost my initiatives are for the defense of what I call the North American Civilizational Collective Complex, or the Collective North American Civilizational Complex, coast to coast, ocean to ocean, and today live it every day, carpe diem, with hope for tomorrow, because I survived COVID 2020 February, and I imagine building 3 for the West Coast, 3 for the East Coast, big like this one, maybe even bigger, even maybe 5 times bigger, maybe 5 times bigger, for defense, to be able to intercept missiles and shoot down missiles and be connected via all-terrain air for the North American Collective, the 21st Century Defense, Security and Service Dragon Army Initiative, part of my call, blah, 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 for the protocols, the initiation of a public-private partnership for what I call the North American Civilizational Collective, the complex of North American Civilizational Complex. There's a little bit of football, a bit of somebody wearing that red, encouraging all to work out, train, exercise, and working out, train, exercising has been, is, and will be my medicine and therapy of choice. And now I'm doing a meditation on the boat, how they got secured to cross the Atlantic securely, and having lived my own Sicilian pirate episode, gotta always do defensive capability meditative state since 2019, in October, being October, the month of geopolitics for yours truly. Back in 2019, I've predicted an international conflagration. So if you don't know what I'm referring to, I can check and link. You can check part of my videos, my protocols and programs, and here we are. You can come chill here, enjoy, and have a picnic, whatever the case may be, and you can come have fun, and gotta get it for the go, and gotta get it for the now, and we gotta get it on the go, so I don't know if that's Quebec flag or whatever the case may be with that, but there it is, a little bit of that fellow citizen wearing a little bit of those red shoes, doing some workouts and meditating here, and this is beautiful. It just needs a little bit of color. Thank you, public workers. I kind of like how it's allotted. It wasn't there a few years ago, now it's here, and that's a little bit of color there. You see, I love that the fact that the chairs are multicolor. You got that rainbow, being rainbow dragon, androgynous pansexual gay philosopher. You can see the river, geopolitical islands, 24/7, the geopolitics, 24/7 geopolitical analysis, geopolitical theory, theorizing coast to coast, ocean to ocean for the North American Civilizational Complex. And always when I march, I do geopolitical meditations for defensive strategy, because I'm an independent geopolitical theoretical analyst and theorist who's has Asperger's, so that is one of my obsessive interests, part of the Trinity. I have obsessive interest, and for years and years and years, I've been involved in geopolitical study and analysis, geopolitics, dancing, fitness, sports. My 49ers having lost yesterday by a point. Please reduce the tickets cost by 44.9%. Give some charity and give free tickets. NFL, National Football League, NHL, National Hockey League, NBA, National Basketball Association, MLB. Give some free tickets, of course, to the public workers, those who pick up the garbage, pick up the compost. As a matter of fact, I gotta get back home before 4:30. Try to be back by 4, because I left early in order to take out the trash, take out the garbage. And look at this beautiful boat here. We're gonna go down and we're gonna check it out a bit from the side, and you can see black clouds coming. So if there's another storm coming, I'm gonna go salute the sun. If it starts raining, I'm gonna have to do it a pause and then maybe see each other later on. Maybe the clouds are coming back again on the side and on the go, but seems like it's had a little bit of that sunlight, satellites. Let's build some more satellites coast to coast here at the island of the Hog, the North American Civilizational Complex. North Americans unite. And yours truly, I'm gonna see, because I don't remember exactly the date. As I said, today I went to get a little medical archive, so I don't remember exactly the date. I have a lot of scars on my body. I have a lot of scars. I have a lot of scars and flashes of trauma. And like I said, kind of a surprise attack, where I thought I was going to die again. I thought I was going to die during COVID. So I guess I'm alive today, October 7, 2024. Give yourself a big hug. Don't start hugging strangers in the streets. That's not what I said, but hug like you never hugged before today is the main. And if you want to make some of that good loving, I'm on the island. Good loving, good football drills, geopolitics. Black, white, and rainbow played that 50-50 androgynous, pansexual philosopher, artist, athlete, geopolitical, independent, theoretical analyst, a geopolitics 24/7, and a mystic with questions. Don't know it all, but I do know that I do love. Thank you, public workers, for putting up these chairs right here, which are colorful. I love me some of that rainbow. I love red, my favorite color, wearing it. And I'm auctioning everything that I'm wearing, still in the process of cleaning. And October 22nd, on the 22nd and 23rd, is going to be the last 40 days, right, for yours truly. Everything got to go, as I got to get up on the mountain. And I'm grateful, thankful, because where I live now is better than where I used to live. It was lots of mold, and I survived that kind of surprise attack. And there's a flag. Interesting that that's a flag of, I believe this is the flag of, this got to be recycled, but Taiwan is the flag of Taiwan, the Republic of China. Another point of contention perhaps, should I bring it to the lost and found? And of course I'm going to put it in. I'm going to take it, wash my hands, disinfect my hands, just in case, a bit of a germaphobe, but have a little bit of disinfectant. So I'm just going to put a little bit of here and just disinfect my hand, disinfected the whole thing, just in case. Do a meditation, because of course we have such thing as, of course, bio, whatever the case may be. Is this, maybe I should ask them if it's theirs. It's flag of Taiwan, also known as the ROC. See, it actually states here Taiwan ROC. It actually stays there, Taiwan ROC, Taiwan ROC, Taiwan ROC, Taiwan ROC, Taiwan ROC. So Taiwan ROC stands for Republic of China. So that's another geopolitical complexity, which of course hasn't been resolved. So it's effective disinfectant, but sun's gonna shine again right here. Let's go. 20 seconds, disinfect the hands. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. 5 more. Add 5, sun shining, and put it a little bit on the Taiwan ROC. Gonna put it in, gonna put a little bit of that. Also disinfect the flag, I guess, because you never know, there's bacteria, personal hygiene habits and all that. And not just because I have Asperger's, but probably due to the fact that I'm an ASPI, meaning that I have HFA, high functioning autism, and I have little obsessions, little bizarre social mannerisms as an individual ASPI, and I can't speak for myself as an ASPI, but most ASPIs, high functioning autisms, and those with HFA, high functioning autistics, with Asperger's, we have common characteristics, and we have obsessive interests. We have a symptom known as echolalia, meaning that we might repeat things twice, 3 times what we hear, and we might have weird gestures, and of course we might get too close to comfort for certain people. We might get too close to comfort, and we might, of course, inquire strange things and have strange habits. Here it is. Look at that big Viking. Wow. I think I might have seen a few during COVID, one like this, but this one's big, but it does need some color. Let's build some dragon ships for defense, public-private partnership, defense, North American civilizational collective, NORA, 3 on each coast, maybe 5 on each coast. 2 here, Canada, 3 US, 3 US, and another one gotta be here on the go, So beautiful, wow. You see how it got lounge and everything. I never think I didn't go, but I think it's okay. Wow, they got really lounges, they can sit there. That's really cool. Hello. Is it Norwegian? Huh? Is it from Norway?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure, so it's Norway because I saw the flag. Are you guys?
It's a Norwegian ship.
Oh, nice. Are you guys gonna cross the Atlantic?
We just did.
You just did? How long?
It's like 5 days.
What?
We're going now to... Atlantic, yes.
Have fun. Oh, you guys are crew though.
Yeah, crew.
Oh, you guys are crew. Bye. See you later, man. Oh man, 5 days. They gotta get it on the Atlantic. They gotta get it on the Atlantic. So That's what we're gonna get a dude with there, and that's what it. See the sun, the pole shining. Sun shining. It's gonna pierce the clouds, and that's the north, north, north. You know, that's the north, north, north. You know? So we gotta get it, do it with that. You know, so and that's the south. So now I'm going west, west. You know, west, 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 west. That's where I gotta go do it, man. And now we're gonna go up and down and gonna go on these stairs, 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 and that's how we're gonna go do it on that, you know. That's how we're gonna go do it on the North American Civilizational Collective, you know, coast to coast, ocean to ocean. That's what we gotta do. Go do it, man. You know, it's gotta be careful on the stairs here, but gotta get some of that love in Viking, man. See, you got a little bit of the sun left, and got a little bit of that sunshine, and always grateful, thankful, you know. Rent's paid, electricity bills paid. I'm financially stressed. I am financially stressed. I am financially stressed. I am financially stressed. I am financially stressed, but hey, I'm open for business. You know, recently in the past 45 months or so, you know, it's been for years and years and years and years and years that I've been told I have Asperger's. You know, I'm an Aspie, high functioning autistic. Ça va? High functioning. Hey? Ah, je sais pas, mais c'est possible peut-être de l'autre bord d'en bas.
Ah, d'en bas peut-être.
Yeah, maybe from downstairs.
Ah oui.
Voilà, à droite.
Merci.
Bienvenue, bienvenue. Welcome, welcome. He's on the right side, you know, that's a little bit of that French, and he said thank you. So I always like gratitude, you know. I think gratitude is important for mental health because, you know, if somebody wants me to be rude or whatever, I can be, simulate for somebody's pleasure, whatever. Just ask. Just ask. If I can do anything, that doesn't harm anybody, harm me, you know. Yeah, that's how I live, you know, and I'm neurodivergent, so in my neurodivergence, sometimes people think that being an Aspies, we don't have empathy or compassion. It's just misunderstood. We have it, we just show it by action. Our compassion is action-based. Our empathy is action-based if we can. Like, now I am financially stressed, $10,000 in debt, but I cannot do that. But I can do volunteering, I can paint the benches for the public, I can kiss, I can hug, I can lick, I can give a little bit of kisses, I can live a little bit of kisses, I can do a little bit of feet washing, cooked last night. I cooked last night. Look at that beautiful hot cotton city. I cooked some slow cooking. Thank you for the donation. First slow cook. Autumn and winter and early spring, I like to hit that slow cooker up. So I'm excited what came out. It was just vegetable based, but it kind of went something good. I put a little bit of corn for the first time, and we gotta get a little bit of put a corn from the first time, and here it is. Hot cotton Montreal. We gotta go get doing on that, and we gotta get doing on the go, man. Look at that beautiful city. Thank you, workers. Imagine the workers in the construction who built. How many years it took to build it. Imagine all the building, how it was built layer by layer by layer, and the hammers to build it all, the structure underneath. There's a lot of building to build all that ship. All the ship here, all this. Civilization is a privilege. Civilization is a privilege. Civilization is a privilege. That was my thesis back in 2023. The privilege of civilization, you know, having running water, having all the port here, having electricity go, Hydro-Quebec go. Thank you, Hydro-Quebec workers of the 20th century. That's what I'm able to do. The work here with the laptop, and always got to get around the meditation state. That's what we got to go doing with that. So always on that meditation state, you know. In geopolitical emergency, of course, back in 2019, celebrating 5 years soon. Since the month of October is the month of geopolitics for me, and do it on the daily because it's my obsessive interest. So it's geopolitical analysis, fitness, sports, and rock and roll 24/7 for more than 7 years since I got out of depression. August, September 2017, cross Canada coast to coast, 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 cross Canada coast to coast. So that event just made me come out of depression. I said so many things to do, so many things to be here. Look at how beautiful flowers. So many things I don't know. I wonder, Steve, those I wonder what they're called, these ones. Or something like that, you know. So many things I don't know. What are the names of those? I know how the classification is. Maybe these, in terms of would I be able to make a soup with this? Will I be able to make a soup? Maybe. Nah, doesn't smell anything. Maybe. I'm not sure if it's edible. I wonder. I wonder just like that. Theoretics, you know. Theoretically, maybe, yeah. If we can grind it. I mean, there's so much nutrition in so many plants, which I guess if it's grounded, we can actually survive. Just worst case scenario, of course, because we got food and we got food elements and we got food, so it's got to be put in the garbage and got to be putting that in the garbage over there and here. Look at the beautiful city skyline. Imagine all the work just to build that. See on the cranes. Can you imagine? See those cranes? They're there. Crane operator. I'm always meditating on the crane operator, how they get up there. I'm always a fan, you know. The security, see those big cranes to go up there and build it up. It's so much work just to build skyscrapers, eh? So much work building of the skyscrapers. Wow. It's so much work, just so many hours of cement and rocks, and it's quite amazing, you know. If you think about it, it's been starting for years, you know, and we gotta start it for years, but gotta get it on the go, and that's what it is, man. Gotta get a little bit of XYZ, and see, I gotta put a little bit of healing there, and this one goes there, and this one has to be recycled. So if it goes in the recycle, get in the recycle. That's what it is, man. And please, I really want to paint the benches. Paint you know. Just want to paint the benches. Those benches also, you know. I would love to paint them all, paint them a color, you know, something color, you know. So the mayor, if you bring me the paint, and the permission, I'll do volunteering. All the benches here I want to paint. I'll volunteer to do it. Just to embellish the city, you know, because they need a little bit of, see all of these, paint. They need some paint. I would do it freely. Just bring me the paint, bring me the brushes, and here you got a little bit of volunteering for the city, you know, for the city. I would love to paint. This is for the city there, for the city there, for the city there, for the city there, for the city there. See, I would love to paint them all. Paint them blue, white, red. Come on, let's go, Valerie Meres. Just give me a little bit of paint. I'll paint the brush, and here, if you're interested, it shows the history of Montreal and all history. You got French and English, so it's always good to hear how it was built. And civilization is a privilege, eh? Just to have running water. Imagine that. You have running water in your home. You have running water in your home, eh? You have electricity, you have 19th century hangars where temporary structures erected only for the navigation system. So for the North American Collective Workers Party, North American Collective Workers Party, North American Collective Workers Party. You know, that's what we gotta do here. We gotta get a little bit of that, see? 1919. You got French and English, Vert Catalyst for Development, the Port of Montreal shaped, see? The show is there, so you have a lot of inscriptions there. So here I am, my home in this life, in another life for many years, and I gotta check, you know, with I remember moving from a moldy place to a better place. See, refrigerator, May 1947. May 1947, May 1947. So you go back in history, go a long way, and here we are now. You know, we gotta get it on the go now. And I would love to paint these a little blue, white, whatever color, some color, you know, just whatever. Bring me the paint and I'll paint the benches. Volunteer, really. It really needs some color, you know. It's so dark, so gray. You know, I'll volunteer. You know, just paint blue, red, white, blue, red, white. That's what I would love to do. Benches and all the benches, you know, just paint them. That's my dream. I'll do volunteering. I'll paint all the benches, that one. Bring me the brushes. The paint, of course, because I'm financially stressed and I gotta get the permission, you know. So I would paint it. See, need some paint, man. Need some paint, you know. Need some paint. Need some paint. Need some paint. Need some paint. Some paint. Blue, red. Just paint. You know? Bonjour. Parlez-vous français? J'ai une petite question pour vous. Si vous aurez le choix de peinturer ces bancs-là, quelle couleur que vous les peinturerez?
Je sais pas.
OK. Parce que moi, j'aimerais ça faire du bénévolat. Si la mairesse ou quelqu'un m'amène la peinture, puis la couleur, puis la permission, je voulais toutes les peinturer parce que c'est gris quand même, je trouve.
C'est vrai que ça serait plus sympa de tout les...
Quelle couleur vous mettrez?
Je sais pas, peut-être tu vois, du rose ou alors enfin...
Rose, oui. Oui. Ça, je suis d'accord. Plus de couleurs possibles, oui. Vous-même?
Oui, mais pareil, après on peut faire effectivement beaucoup plus coloré ou plus en rapport avec la nature, un beau vert, je sais pas.
Rose, c'est blanc-rouge. Rose, c'est blanc-rouge. Hein? Il faut mélanger. OK.
Blanc.
OK, ouais.
Ouais, non, on fera pas bleu blanc.
Ah ouais, OK. Rouge, c'est ma couleur préférée, là, mais je mettrais bleu, blanc, rouge. OK. Je vais tenir ça en compte. Bye. Vous trouvez pas qu'ils sont gris un peu?
C'est vrai que
Ouais, c'est vrai qu'ils sont pas très...
c'est pas très gai.
Ah oui, s'ils m'amènent la peinture, là, je fais du bénévolat. Les peintures, ça va me faire plaisir comme ça. Ciao. Bye. Juste peinturer, let's paint those ones too. Paint them all. They need some color, you know? Hey, je vois 5 personnes sont à poil. Mais pas à poil, là, mais I see 5 people, they're there. They're having a, I guess because it's hot, eh? Right there on that boat, they're like having a little bit of fun. So what I discussed in French, I asked, of course, what color would they put? What color would they put on the benches? Just to paint, you know, they're great, I don't know. Bonjour. You guys speak French or English? Can I please ask you a question? If you would have the choice, what color would you paint the bench? I would really love to. They're so great. I don't know, just
Well, I like all the bright colors of the chairs.
Yeah.
Like Jamaican.
yeah. Look at these. I would just love to paint them all. If you bring me the brush, I don't have money, but if you bring me the brush, the permission, and the paint, I'll volunteer. I'll take a weekend from there to there. What color, guys?
All the colors.
Yeah,
The bright
yeah,
Caribbean colors.
yes. Yes. Yeah. All right. I hope so. By next, I have to call the mayor, I guess. 311.
I would think.
Are you guys part of the city?
What's that?
Are you part of the city workers?
No.
Okay, not part of the administration, because I would have put a note with you guys,
Yeah, no.
given you my hit, and I would love to. I'll do it for free.
Good luck.
I hope so, because every time I pass by here, I wrote them 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago, but I'll write them again. Bye, dear. Anyway, some blue, like, I don't know, just just that one also. All of them. That's what I love to do, to paint, to paint, to paint. To paint, to paint, to paint. These ones too. Oh. Just dark. There's some color, man. That's some music, man. Anyways, that's why it's something I'm really passionate about, just like I'm passionate about the mountain ones, the mountain ones. They're the same. They since 1978, somebody said. 77? 77. Let's see if this works. It works, it works. I like to do things. I like to do things. I love to do things. Ah, so they said some of that Caribbean colors. That's what they said. Caribbean colors. Yeah, definitely. Some red, blue, orange. Yeah, that red's nice too. The color, but what is that? It's a nice red. It's a nice red. Not sure what that is. Anyways, oh fuck. I missed them, man. I wanted to get to see the. Oh, they're there now. They flew away. That's where they went. Five times, five times, five times, five times, five times. Ah, in the sun, in the sun. For the butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, all involved in the production, distribution of food, always thinking about the. Gotta say some rock and roll for those daycare workers, changing some of those diapers now. For the butchers, for the truckers, construction workers, let's paint some of these benches. Let the children decide. Children between ages 5 and whatever, children. 3 and whatever. 5 and 11, between 5 and 11, They're gonna vote. They're gonna vote, they're gonna vote. So coast to coast, ocean to ocean. Always for the North American civilization of protocols, always, of course, meditative state. As a philosopher, artist, athlete, philosopher, geopolitical analyst, and theorist. And I believe that was a crow, but I'm not sure, maybe. Yeah, I love crows. Hawk is my totem bird, but I also love crows, Crows, all sorts of species, flora, fauna. And here we're gonna go by the river today. Roundabout, we go mountain, river. Mountain, river. It's been a while. We haven't done the east-west, east-west, east-west. So. Gotta get a little bit of that hydration, get a little bit of that drill, and meditating, and I'm joyful, but with gratitude, being joyful is due to gratitude. I got plenty of scars, survived, and lost many friends in the past 7 years. I made many friends at pride parades and exchanged phone numbers, but being an Asperger's, it hasn't been easy, and us, you have to be direct because we don't understand from a neurotypical perspective things as gossip. We rather discuss ideas and propositions for action than necessarily people in that gossip manner. We rather just converse and find solutions. More like on that face to face. More like on that face to face. So that's what we're gonna go do it on the drill, and that's what we're gonna go do it on now. So it's always now, and always in the sun, and sometimes in the storm, like yesterday, and that's what we gotta go do it on the drill with that, and gotta get a little bit of that hydration here and there. Gotta watch it. I'm just gonna do a little bit of stretching here and say a little bit of that gratitude and work out a bit here. General integrated body training system. Maybe do some hop, do some go, do some squats, do some on the road, do some on the go, and then I gotta get a little bit of that dimension here. My fellow citizen go for that jog, and beautiful here. And again today, grateful, thankful, rent paid, electricity bills paid, always thinking about the farmers, butchers, truckers on the road now. Public workers gonna pick up the garbage, picked up the recycling, those are athletes as well. So please, NFL, National Football League, NHL, National Hockey League, NBA, National Basketball Association, MLB, give them some of that charity, give them the reduction of the cost of the tickets, 44%. Habs gonna play a little bit tonight, play tonight. The Habs are playing tonight, so we're always gonna get that rock and roll with that. And always give some of those charity millionaires, billionaires, Wall Street. Wall Street is that Monday, October 7th, buying, selling future option puts. Support a dream, my dream manifesting as the dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom for the North American Collective Civilizational Complex for North Americans Unite. This Canadian Quebecer was born in the United States 3 times, once as a woman, twice as a man, served in the United States Army, 156 years apart, 2 different wars between 1776 in 1984, and that's what we're gonna go do it with that. That's what we're gonna go do with the drill, and so we're gonna go on that helicopter, chopper, all the planes now in the sky, all the gold now in the sky, all the XYZ, and we gotta get it for that goal, gotta get it for that do, and always gotta get that satisfaction. Do some squats, do some exercises, do some XYZ, do some LOV, and when they played that rainbow, make some good loving, make some good loving with me, make some good loving with me, make some good LOV. That's what we gotta go doing on the drill, doing on the now, and we gotta get doing on the XYZ, and that's what we're gonna go do it on the love, and we gotta get doing on that love for the sun, refuse none, that's the law. Love my Papa Crowley to lay out, that's the island, make some good loving, and gotta give it some of that good loving, some good strategies for LOV and for XYZ, and that's how we gotta go do it for the drill and for the now, and always gotta get it on the go and on the go and on the now, and doing it for those squats up and down as we go for that squats. We gotta get it for the drill, and for the now, for the lovers, for the youth, for those hamburgers, cheeseburgers, making them with those cheeseburgers. We gotta get it for the now. We're gonna go on the living carpe diem in every day. When I see people hugging, kissing the youth, happy, joyous, that brings me some joy. And fitness, working out, training, exercising. Started my fitness journey 2017 when I got out of depression. Was depressed, suicidal, cross Canada, coast to coast, and that event in my life changed my whole life. And I've started my own fitness journey, my own workout training program system. And since I started my own workout program system, which I've created in 2019 to go hand in hand with a World War III scenario, I am in the World War III mode since about 2019 October, because I concluded back then that humanity is again set towards an international conflagration based on several analysis, several points of contention, mainly the fact that many countries, regions, civilizations have not been able to resolve their past conflicts from the 20th century, and that's going to be a spillover in the 21st century. So in many ways, that's what's happening in the Middle East, in Europe, and potentially in the China. In China, which I got the flag of the Republic of China, which is the island of Taiwan. 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 So that's another potential conflict which might have a spillover or might happen. So today I want to say my Bill Blair Minister of National Defense with LOV, the Minister of National Defense with LOV. Bill Blair, Minister of National Defense with LOV, of course, I say this. Gotta put on implementing some protocols to change some diapers in the daycares for those who want to serve, because now running a mercs, want nothing to do with mercenaries, want nothing to do with mercenaries, let them stay across the Pacific, across the Atlantic, and North Americans unite for the collective North American Integrated Dragon Army. Public-private partnership, citizen integrated social security and service forces. But I'm calling from my second home here, the mountain, and on the mountain as we go. Grateful, thankful, I survived COVID. And I feel like crossing the bridge, see if there's a bridge there. If we can go on the other side there, we can go by that side to the bridge, and then we can go to the El Central. But I'd rather just be going west now. Let's head back on that west, and that's the downtown. That's north. So my second home, the mountain, is over there. Clocking it in, always for the butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, firefighters. Gotta get some LOV for the firefighters, and working with a laptop. Sometimes you're working with what you're given, and sometimes you gotta get looking on that up. See a beautiful sky, and today is all I have, carpe diem, but I have hope for tomorrow, and I'm open for business, 24/7 independent ASPE, have that ASPE, so HFA, high functioning autism, so I might repeat things twice, three times, and I might be obsessed as I am about geopolitics, and I am a great independent geopolitical analyst and theorist who would love to paint these benches right here, and love to paint the benches on the mountain, and who's open for business, and everything that I do is fundamentally a call for a public-private partnership, When you see those skyscrapers, how they're gonna be built, I'm always admiring on the skyscrapers, how they're building, and a fan of construction workers. This one, remember in the past video from a few years ago, there was nothing here, and this one was built. I like the blue and white, I kind of like the colors. Always a fan of colors when they build colors like that, and what a cutie, man. I like the cutie of the dog face. I like dogs, but I cannot pet them much unless they poodles, or if they don't have that thick, long fur, then I can pet them, Then I can pet them. So, being an ASPE has been tough in the past years, but in the most past 45 months I've accepted it. I am neurodivergent, and again, having Asperger's is not a mental illness. It's a neurodivergent mental psychic condition. We just have symptoms, and there's no medication for Asperger's. I have to work on my symptoms, but I gotta say, this is kind of beautiful, eh? This is some color. Enfin, de la couleur sur des... Vous trouvez pas, mesdames? Ça fait du bien, là. Moi, j'aime ça, que ça soit gris, là. C'est trop gris des fois, là. Ça, c'est beau. Hey, bye. This is nice. It's nice. A little bit of color. It's always gray. I like it. Green, black, white and blue. Green, white, black and blue. It's different. Hey, it's different. I like it. This one I like. This one, I would love to paint it those colors. See, I can paint the benches a color like this. I can paint the benches here from here, color like this. Hey, good job, man. Good job. Hey, rock and roll for the construction workers. Chemical support bill 3. I'm gonna credit trillions of kisses, feet washing, massages, and kisses got by the goddess from the goddess. Help build 3. I will to build 3 buildings here, Montreal, Hawk Island, the Forgotten Goddess Temple, round, for activities such as tarot reading, dream interpretations, tarot, and the pyramid, house of the dragon, pyramid, but scarlet, red, crimson, and the Rainbow People's Palace right on the mountain there. And this one, of course, I like it. Give some charity, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, and this has a rich history here. And I would also like to paint these these 5 here. There's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pen them some colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And somebody put some black letters on it. What does it say? 1, 2, 3, 4. Somebody put some markings on them. I cannot discern. Nah, it's just like, I don't really know what it says, but on these 5 pillars, there's, and here we go doing some of that mountain, and I mean doing besides the mountain. We're not gonna go to the mountain today, but we're here by the river sometimes. But we see the mountain. We saw the mountain at the beginning of the video. So, Sunbeam Queen. I like that Sunbeam Queen. Yeah. I can sing some of that rock and roll for the sunbeam. These are a little bit of beans. Farmers, butchers, and the truckers, public workers, picking up those garbage. It ain't all about Wall Street. It ain't all about the money, honey. Gotta get some love it up in the honey for the bees. For the lovers, for the trees. Gotta pay up in the knees. Gotta pay up in the freeze. Gotta pay up in the D's. Gotta pay up in the you-know-who's biz. Gotta get it for the right. Gotta get it for the white. Gotta get it for the black and not red and not rainbow. Gotta get it for that up and down and UC go. Gotta get it for the UC go. Gotta get it for the XYZ and UC low. Gotta get it for the blow. Gotta get it for the dough. Gotta get it for the lives and the spiders on the low. Gotta give it for the spiders on the low. Gotta get it for the spiders on the blow. Gotta get it for the spiders on the go. Gotta get it for the spiders on the go. Gotta get the spiders for the low. Gotta get it for those kisses and those hugs. Gotta get it for the train workers and the conductors and Rainbow Dragon, whoever wants to make some good loving. Black, white, and red today, 7th of October. Play that defense, defense, defense. Don't turn the other cheek, may I be avenged that sevenfold. Don't turn the other cheek, may I be avenged that sevenfold. Don't turn the other cheek, may I be avenged that sevenfold. I don't turn the other cheek, may I be avenged that sevenfold. I don't turn the other cheek, may I be avenged that sevenfold. I don't turn the other cheek, may I be avenged that sevenfold. Gotta get it for you go. For the justice, 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 justice. Redemption, 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 redemption. Sometimes we gotta get some of that redemption by action. Everybody deserves second, third chances, even depending on XYZ. And gotta get that North American Criminal Rehabilitation Act going. Gotta get that North American Citizen Integrated Criminal Rehabilitation Act going. Gotta get that North American Citizen Integrated Criminal Rehabilitation to rebuild the infrastructure. See how many bridges we got to rebuild, brothers. These were from the 50s, 60s. We got a lot of buildings, infrastructure to rebuild. North American Collective Complex, aqueducts popping up. Here we got 5 weeks ago, we got some work popping into Montreal, popping into Montreal, popping into Montreal, popping into Montreal. So we got to get it on the go, got to get it on the now. And always got to get it up in that foundation, got to get up in that foundation. And got to get some of those workers there doing a little bit of complex here, public gym. So they're going to embellish a little bit. There's a public gym, public gym, public gym. And I love it, love it, love it, you know. But now they got to put some of those defensive protocols for the pigeons. Yes, for the pigeons. For the pigeons and my fellow citizens there doing a little bit of jog and always love it. Construction workers, I'm a big fan. Butchers, I'm a fan. Bakers, I'm a fan. Nurses, I'm a fan. Those in the daycare changing diapers, those who build the construction workers, skyscrapers like this. I would love you to help me build a 333333 House of the Dragon, Pyramid, Scarlet Red, the Forgotten Goddess Temple, Credit Trains of Kisses, and the Rainbow People's Palace. And we got a lot of building to do for the North American Collective, the Collective North American Civilizational Complex, you know. We constitute Quebec, Canada, North Americans Unite as the call 24/7 as a philosopher, a geopolitical analyst and theorist, and that's what we gotta go doing with that. And wow. C'est un Dalmatien?
Yes, c'est
C'est un Dalmatien?
Oui, oui, c'est
Hey,
dalmatien, oui.
C'est vraiment rare. Salut Dalmat. Bye bye beautiful. I really like.
you.
C'est vraiment belle avec comment ils sont les Dalmatiens, je trouve.
Yes, thank you.
By Dalmatians, I find it how they're really beautiful. Dalmatians. It's very rare, but I find them beautiful. So making new friends, friends with benefits only, friends with benefits only, friends with benefits only, friends with benefits only, friends with benefits only. Pledge your allegiance, legions. Pledge your allegiance, legions. Pledge your allegiance, legions, pledge your allegiance, legions. Pledge your allegiance, legions, pledge your allegiance, legions. Our family, our family. We gotta get going on that, gotta go going on that, gotta go get it on that, and gotta get going on the XYZ, and I gotta go by the circumvention here, and it's beautiful, 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 you know. Look at that. That one's also nice. I like it. 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 That's what we go doing with that. Go doing with that. You know. So it's also as an individual. I have Asperger's, but I'm an individual Aspie. You know. I'm an individual Aspie. I'm an individual Aspie. I'm an individual Aspie myself. You know. That's what it is with that, and that's what we can do with that. So we gotta use sometimes imagination and take some brains and muscle, eh? Take some brains and muscle. Take some brains and muscle. Take some brains and muscle. Take some brains and muscle, you know? Take some brains, take some muscle. All the buildings here, gotta salute. Butchers, bakers, public workers, always thinking about them constantly. In 2019, I predicted what's happening now in a general manner in terms of the international conflicts. I predicted an international conflagration arising, coming, and in other words, a World War III. The nuclear question, I left it 50-50 and open, but of course, I had concluded that there would be use of biological weaponry. Biological weaponry, biological weaponry, biological weaponry. COVID, I don't know. I had it, it was like death, pestilence, and disease, like death, pestilence, and disease. It was like death, pestilence, and disease, like death, pestilence, and disease. Death, pestilence, and disease, like death, pestilence, and disease. I know it sounds like a rock song, but that's what it felt. For me, I died during COVID. Nothing that I want to go back to. Gotta get that money to change my name, and I offered my anonymous friend who deserves to be 7 times richer than Oprah power of attorney, and I will propose again. I'm gonna be an open BDSM switch marriage, you know, cuckold marriage, you know, special 21st century, whatever, marriage alliance, but whatever the case may be, if not power of attorney, and you got a little bit of lotuses there, see. We got a lotus, which comes, of course, in March, you know. Lotus, man. Look at that. That's some lotus flowers. Lotus flowers. So we got a lot of buildings to rebuild, and I will to discuss, of course, the DRT. The DRT is super important, you know. Super important to discuss the DRT, debt refusion theory. The DRT, debt refusion theory. And first, I want to say again that today, you know, I'm gonna check out whatever the case may be, and I'm gonna wait. I hope it's gonna be by the end of October. If not, I'm gonna go again next week and sign papers and try to get that retrieval from that incident, you know. So I have like blackouts of memory, you know. I just remember moving from that moldy place, and I remember a like surprise attack and flashes of trauma. I got scars, lots of scars, you know, on my body and even on my little androgynous clitoris, clit dick, you know. I got androgynous genitals and I'm 50-50, but that's just one part, you know, of who I am. But I already have scars, so in the past 5 weeks I've started applying cream, and it itches less, but sometimes still itches, and due to this big scar on it, you know, it's a lengthy scar, big one. So, been applying that cream from the high priestess. I gotta get it for that high priestess salute, you know. I'm a priestess myself, priestess Hana, rainbow dragon, and Telema. So sometimes now I gotta get that clit dick, getting that rocket 3 times a day, maybe twice, between 1 time minimum and 5 times maximum. 5 times max, 1 time minimum, get a little bit of that rocket, rainbow dragon rocket. The rest is clit dick. The DRT now. Time for the DRT. Time for the DRT. It's like go west, west, west. So I'm gonna discuss the DRT, debt refusion theory. DRT. Anyways, thank you. So we're gonna discuss that DRT, debt or refusion T theory. The D, debt or refusion theory. The DRT, debt refusion theory. The debt refusion theory. The debt refusion theory. Debt refusion theory. The debt refusion theory is the only. Wow, look at that crane. I just love cranes, you know? It's something I love about cranes. A bit obsessed about cranes, but imagine the cranes, eh? That's why they enabled us to build all this. Without cranes, we wouldn't have been able to build high rises, eh? So I'm always thinking that when I see cranes, I always meditate the capacity, you know? The capacity, stuff like that. I think it's an Aspie thing, you know? We got that Aspie stuff, you know? That's the thing with Asperger's, you know? Aspies we're socially weird, you know? We're socially weird. We have weird obsessive interests, you know? Weird obsessive interests, weird obsessive interests. That's what we gotta be doing, man, you know? So we are obsessed about certain things, which of course make us predisposed in a certain directions, and certain directions which can of course take us towards those obsessive interests. Like myself is dancing, sports, and geopolitics. You know, it's dancing, sports, and geopolitics. Sports, dancing, and geopolitics, and geopolitics, and geopolitics. You know, so we're gonna discuss the DRT. Yeah, well, things are sometimes we're moved by subconscious, you know, subconscious elements, you know. So this subconscious, sometimes it's hard to detect and hard to admit, you know. Like it happens. That's why sometimes we just gossip without even knowing why we do it, eh? About persons, eh? Maybe it's not honest. Maybe we secretly desire that person, and then we kind of paint it in a negative light, you know. Things things are like that sometimes, you know. Look at that beautiful sky. I'm gonna go towards there. That's what it is sometimes, you know. It's subconscious. Like I say, if I am to work on racism, you know, I gotta work on racism with action. Gotta put kisses, hugs, and tickles on the table. Because sometimes we got things like that, Asperger's or against fellow Aspies. Some people have, you know, myself having suffered struggle because of it. Or blacks, you know, 13.3, 13.4% of the population. Sometimes we have subconscious, you know, just like being bisexual, you know, homosexual, myself being pansexual, which includes being gay and bisexual, you know, loving men, loving women, you know. There's many in the NFL, National Football League. There's in the NHL. There is in the NBA, in the NBA, in the MLB. Rap also, rappers. You know, there's lots of rappers. What's that? Not only is the belief in the legitimacy of government a false religion, which is true moral, but the belief in authority in general in the textbook is the textbook definition of a cult. Mark Pascio. Well, I respect the authority, some authority, like the sun for me. I'm not gonna question the sun's authority myself. You know? Myself. The sun, for me. And we cannot base all our authority on violence or strength. You have to have some love as well, you know. Authority, it's a great question. It's a great quote there. So we cannot base it only on strength and force. We have to have love and understanding also. Because it has to be counterbalanced, you know. If we just base it on certain levels, then it becomes, like it says there, cultish or I guess authoritarian or repressive, right? But when we have more balanced, you know, and love, understanding, and goodness, compassion, right? We cannot get ruled over only by gangster rappers now. We gotta have some of those nurses, doctors, butchers, bakers, firefighters, eh? We cannot be ruled only by gangster rappers now. We gotta have some of those butchers, bakers, truckers, cooks, and those making less than 50,000, you know? We cannot be only based and ruled by gangster rappers now. We gotta be having some of those bakers, butchers, nurses, doctors, and daycare workers, you know, changing diapers. So I know, I find it beautiful here. So it's a great quote there. It kind of makes it's a philosophical one. I guess it's an ongoing discussion. You know? The discussions are ongoing all the time, I guess. I don't know that much about. I am a philosopher, but I'm a North American philosopher. So, me, it's North America, Quebec, Canada. Here we made the Great Linguistic Compromise. What I call the Great Linguistic Compromise. You know the Great Linguistic Compromise. 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 And beautiful. I admire the construction workers. Look at that. Habs towers. We had 3 Habs towers. Go Habs, give some charity, reduce the costs. 44.9%. 44.9%, 44.9%, 44.9%. That is to keep in balance and bring me some paint. Give me some paint. I can paint these benches some blue, some purple, some blue, some purple, some blue, some purple, some blue, some purple, some blue, some purple. And that's what it is with that beautiful sky. We got to get it on the go. We got to get it on the now. And it takes that nature and civilization, you know. And here on the island is a metropolis. 2.5 million people, 2.5 million people, 2.5 million people just on the island. Just on the island. Just on the island. It's a small country. 2.5 million people here in Quebec. 10 million is the great North American civilizational complex. We made the great linguistic compromise. We made the great linguistic compromise. We made the great linguistic compromise of the French language. We continue to do so. We continue to do so on a daily basis, and an effort on the table we bring, we finance. Sometimes there's laws, legislature. Now I would really love to paint that bench there, some color, you know. Just so great. Volunteer to do it, just paint the benches. Just some blue, you know, some. Oh, this one's great also. That thing also I would love to paint. That one also, just paint. Go like, there's a lot of painting. I'll be going from one corner to the other, I guess, in terms of painting so much, you know. So see, that's the mountain. I guess we could direct ourselves towards the mountain now. I think we shouldn't we? All the way to the top, north, all the way to the mountain top. Let's see how much. I guess it's gonna take us. I feel like going. I feel like maybe if we go straight, maybe. Gonna discuss that DRT. Debt refusion theory. Stretch a bit. Anyways, see, that's the mountain there. That's the mountain. That's where I go. And that's the mountain. Should we hit it up Monday, or should we go by the coast still, by the river? By the river. It's 12. What time is it? 12:14. Okay, yes, maybe. We have to make a decision. We go or we go. Okay, you know what? We're gonna make a compromise. We're gonna go to the washroom. Gonna discuss my theory. We're gonna pause it, go to the washroom there because I know where the washroom is in the sun, and then maybe we'll decide after. But that's where the mountain is, where those skyscrapers, and I feel like going straight, of course, to the mountain, you know, because we're here by the river. We started it, but I have to go to the washroom, so the washrooms are there. So now I'm gonna discuss the DRT, debt refusion theory. The DRT, the 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 debt refusion theory. The DRT, debt refusion theory. The debt refusion theory, you know. Anyways, we gotta get that North America, North America, North America, North America, North America, North America. We gotta get it for that North America here, unites, and that's what we gotta go doing here. See, gotta salute, 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 salute. All those North Americans who got it on that drill here, put it on that beautiful drill, and that's what they get in on. And they got a donations here for Penguin Club. First established women's ski club in North America. First established women's ski club in North America. The first established women's ski club in North America. First established. First established. And we reconcile my brothers and sisters, natives. Big loving, big hugs. You know, I had a great experiences when I was adopted. Like it was a ritual we did. I'm not sure exactly what it was years ago, more than 7 years ago, by the mountain, and I had spent a few hours with them, ate, and they were Mohawks and Mohawks family, and I had a little bit of family with that, and that's why they gotta go do it with that. So I gotta go. So it's always important to acknowledge, you know, that here we reconciliation with my black brothers and sisters, the great linguistic compromise. So you gotta get that North America coast to coast, and this one makes me think of Operation Northern Scorpio, 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 which of course I like to do. Operation Northern Scorpio, Operation Northern Scorpio, Operation Northern Scorpio, Operation Northern Scorpio with that, you know. So that's what it is with that. Operation Northern Scorpio, Northern Scorpio with that, you know. So Operation Northern Scorpio. And of course, for defense, Canada, coast to coast and ocean to ocean, we gotta get that, to get doing that, and gotta send love, man. Love to my black brothers and sisters, all North Americans, you know, my Mexican brothers and sisters. It's love is also action. So love I got by the kisses. When I play that defense, because I survived myself being attacked, surprise attack. So I have trauma. I might have, I might have concussions, you know, concussions with that. And I got dislocated. I was out for days.
But just get your body to a more stable.
I got I got flashes of trauma, and then I remember moving. It was a moldy place, moldy place, moldy place, moldy place, and cut the neige, cut the neige, cut the neige, cut the neige. And there was lots of mold, lots of mold, lots of mold. So that's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. So, attention là-haut, la bicyclette. Bienvenue. Bienvenue. So I gotta watch it because with the dog there, you know, it's gotta cross the line, you know. So that's what it is with that, you know. So that's what it is with that. So I gotta get that defense in the sun. I gotta get that defense, you know. So I play defense, you know. Open arms, anybody who wants to make love with me, and I make love, you know. But I play that defense hard, like I'm defending Brady Purdy in the Super Bowl. Get that stiff arm left and right. Get that stiff arm, get that movement defense, hut, and the DRT debt refusion theory. The DRT debt refusion theory now for the creation of the UE. Why do I say that is the only solution now? The DRT, due to the fact, of course, that we have, of course, we pay 46.5, 46.5. 46.5. $46.5 billion in interest. 46.5 billion in interest. And see, those there on the benches, that's worth defending for. It's not all about money, it's not all about Wall Street. Somebody making love, somebody sharing, the cooks, the butchers, the bakers, the nurses, the truckers, those big ones there. See, picking up the garbage, the recycling, public sanitation workers of the North American civilizational complex, of North America. And I gotta say, good job on this. Good job. Get a little bit of color. A little bit of color is good. A little bit of color with that, a little bit of color here, a little bit of color there. Put a little bit more color, it adds up. Don't have to be red all the time. Gotta get red, blue, purple, all the colors of the rainbow. Beautiful, 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 just like the sky. Gotta get it for that DRT, and now I gotta get going harder a bit because I gotta get myself to that washroom. So the DRT, debt refusion to your brothers and sisters, you could argue all you want, but it is the only solution. The motive, the reason why I say that it is the only solution is because today we pay $46.5 billion just in interest, so it more than doubled. So check the information, Tiff Matter, Bank of Canada, we pay 46, 2020, that's when I had COVID. I died of COVID, being reborn, nothing that I want to go back with. 2020, that's when I died. I'm being reborn, Adrian Hana Dragon. Androgynous pansexual, founding the dancing goddess of the Dragon Kingdom. The first kingdom. The Empire, North American Collective Democratic Republic, the North American Collective Workers' Party. You gotta support the DRT, Debt Refusion, TV brothers and sisters. Is the only solution. You can argue all you want, left, right, and center. The D is the only solution. Why do I say that? The motive, what do I say? That is, of course, we pay 46.5 billion. 46.5 billion. 46.5 billion in interest. That's 46,000 for 46,000, 46.5 thousand. 46.5 thousand, 46.5 thousand. That's how much we pay in interest. In interest. That's how much we pay. Anyways. The DRT debt refusion theory, DRT debt refusion theory, D, debt R refusion, D theory. The only solution. That's the only solution. The only solution. There's no other solution now, due to the fact that we pay so much in interest. 46.5 billion. A billion is 1,000 million. A billion is 1,000 million. A billion is 1,000 million. That's how much we pay in interest. That's how much we pay in interest. You can check the numbers yourself, and now I'm just gonna put a pause, and when we come out, because I need to go to the washroom. When we come out of here, we're gonna discuss it fully again, but for now, I'm not taking you to see my washing. I gotta go to the washroom. So the job's done, but gotta say good, bravo. Really nice, clean inside, and I just wanted to come take a look at it here. Wow. Hey, interesting. Quality of expressive, talented, I guess. This kind of art on our public spaces, I would encourage it because it's got some talent, but now I'm gonna just go towards the sun, but beautiful. So we're coming from the east, so we're gonna go west. We're just gonna go drill it west again. Gonna discuss the DRT. Before I gonna discuss the DRT, I want to discuss a little bit here because I do feel like kind of going to the mountain. You know, I kind of want to go to the mountain, and then kind of don't. But nonetheless, kind of want to do a little bit of workout here. So we're gonna go. Okay, we're gonna go straight west now. So again, good. Yeah, the sun shines, so I'm gonna go straight west. So, beautiful sky. We're gonna. Was a nice bathroom, decent bathroom. I gotta say, public bathroom here, Montreal, Quebec, here by the old port. You know, come have some French with us. Come do a little bit of loving with us here. Some of that good loving, black, white, and rainbow, and butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, firefighters, all those involved in the production, distribution of food. And we're gonna switch a little bit to that French, you know, because we're in La Belle Province. We're gonna get a little bit of that buildings there and see that red truckers. railway conductors, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors. This is for those survivors of COVID, for those who make less than 50,000. Give some charity, millionaires, billionaires. Don't be so selfish. Reduce the ticket costs and finance if you're a billionaire, millionaire, you know. Reduce the Halloween candy, 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 reduce the Halloween candy. And that's what we gotta go do it with that, and that's what we gotta go do it with that on the go. And you guys get it on the now, and we gotta get it from those instructions over there. You know, they gotta get it on those. Always meditating how they were built, you know. It takes a lot of doing, you know. It takes a lot of labor. So I'm always meditating, always appreciating the constructions, and I want to build a tree, of course, in the context that I'm calling on all. I'm calling all the construction workers to support building the tree, you know. I want to build three. Forgotten Goddess Temple, House of the Dragon, Red Pyramid, Scarlet Pyramid, Red, and Scarlet, and Red Pyramid, Forgotten Goddess Temple, Forgotten Goddess Temple, Forgotten Goddess Temple, Forgotten Goddess Temple, and a Red Pyramid. Of course, we gotta go get it on that, go get it on that, go get it on that. Also build the Rainbow People's Palace. That's what I want to do. Something which I want to build as I go west now and enjoying the beautiful view here, enjoying this beautiful day, and meditating all across North American complex, now coast to coast. 10 million Quebecers, 40 million plus Canadians, and Mexican brothers and sisters, USA, North Americans unite. The DRT brothers and sisters is the only solution, and I'm still being pulled towards the mountain, but I say today, Monday, we're going to be sticking it by the water, I guess, because it's kind of one of those days which I guess we got to do a little bit of change, because we go often to the mountain, and sometimes, you know, some aspies, we got that routine, and for years I got that routine, and I will wake up, do geopolitical analysis. It's geopolitics 24/7. Study the analysis of geopolitics, and only friends with benefits pledge your allegiance, legions, dollar legions, and I'm a centrist, pro-labor, love, revolution, universalary centrism. My centrism is tied hand in hand with my trinity of theories, of which of course I will discuss now. I wonder why those boats are there, and somebody having a little picnic. Gotta think about the farmers, food producers, and you know, food producers, from those who produce small farms, big farms, and apple farming, and I got some food. I cooked, so that's what it is with that. That's what it is with the cooking, and here I'm excited to go eat my first slow cooked meal. My first slow cooked meal. First slow cooked meal. First slow cooking, because I like to slow cook. Here was a train before. I used to pass the train here, but it hasn't passed, I guess, in a while. But see all this here links with trains and goes in deep, and wow, you know, makes me feel good sometimes just to look up at the sky, you know. Crush my ego a little bit, see how tiny piece of dust I am. You know, the sun, my Pope, the King shining, Mother Nature here, great goddess. Beautiful people, just jogging, and if I can make some love into whoever wills, LOV, rainbow, black, white, and rainbow dragon, Adrian Hanna dragon, laying the foundations for the first kingdom with trillions of kisses. The first kingdom to be lay the foundations with trillions of kisses. The first kingdom to be founded with trillions of kisses. The first kingdom, North American Collective, North Americans Unite. The first kingdom to be Found and laid the foundations here. Kisses, some rock and roll, and my Trinity theories, and that rock and roll with it, and my brothers and sisters doing a little bit of workout, exercising. I'm on that exercise as well, and on those steps, somebody jogging, somebody doing a little bit of jog, and doing a little bit of that march, you know. I left early, so I already put in like, it's close to 6 hours, me, so I left, it was like 6:55, 6:56, almost 7, let's say 7:77, so if we round it up to 7, it's 12:40, so it got me to go. I only filled, it took me like 5 minutes at the hospital to fill in the paper, so let's take like, I don't know, 15 minutes, then I filled up again, 15 minutes at the hospital, so if I subtract 15, then that means a 1, so it's gonna be more than 7 hours today also marching. I'm gonna take some minutes off, even if I take half an hour, it's still 7:12, it's 12:40, so even if I take half an hour, it's already been 5 hours and 10 minutes, even if it's almost 6 hours, 5 hours 10 if I don't take, but if I subtract, of course, that means that if I subtract it, I will always be, it will still be a lot. More than 5 hours already. So more than 5 hours, close to 6, but doing that subtraction because I went to the hospital to sign some papers to retrieve some documents. I don't remember the date, I just remember parts of the events, and just before that my memory blacks out, you know, retrograde amnesia. I have memories, I black out some memories before that. I remember mostly the past 7 years moving and my workouts, training, exercise. Here I am, I'm just here, lost, survived COVID. I'm an ASPE, artist, athlete, geopolitical analyst and theorist, philosopher, 50-50. Gotta get that 50-50, you know, androgynous, and we gotta get it on the go. Guess I'm gonna wait until I cross the streets. Guess I'm gonna wait until I cross the street a little bit here, you know. I've been suffered, been depressed, been suicidal, you know. I'm done with that, done with that. I'm grateful, and I work out, train, exercise, and it's my medicine and therapy, and I rock and roll, and it's super important, you know, to be grateful. To be grateful, you know. Gotta go get that hydration. Gotta go get that hydration. Just imagine how grateful. Just imagine, just have this water here. See, it's working. I'm gonna have to disinfect. It says most dependable Arlington, Tennessee. So thank you, North America. See, Canada, US, Mexico is North America. It says Arlington, most dependable fountains, most dependable fountains, most dependent on and most dependable fountains. Arlington, Tennessee, TN, Tennessee. I was there in the past life. I roamed in Tennessee, deep south, served in the United States Army, So just to check it, it says most dependable Tennessee. And of course, I gotta be doing drills, geopolitics, because I involve geopolitics in all my marches, all my meditative marches. I always, for defense, coast to coast for a geopolitical analysis. So it says most dependable fountain, Tennessee. So thank you. Part of it was the labor from Quebec. Civilization is a privilege. All underneath, all the cables, all the structure, to get this running water going, to have running water, portable, drinkable water in the 20th century, and not to have it in the 21st century we take for granted. But just imagine all the workers. Thank you, workers. Let's get that North American Collective Workers Party. North American Collective Workers Party. North American Collective Workers Party. The North American Collective Workers Party. There we go for that, and there it is for that go, and we gotta go get it by here. Let's see by here what do we have, and gotta discuss that DRT, you know. We got a little bit of whoa, see this close, but here you can get it on the go, you get it on the go with that, and here you can put a little bit of that chest, you know, you can put a little bit of that chest there. You put a little bit of that chest, and you put a chest, you put the tower, and then you have it here. So thank you workers who did it, thank you workers who did it, thank you workers who did that. You can play chess if you want. So you can play chess here. It's pretty cool. Arbor, somebody public workers. I think it's made in Quebec. See? Just right, you need the pieces. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool that it's here. Pretty cool that it's here, you know, pretty cool. Pretty cool, you know, so that's what it is with that, you know. That's what it is with that. That's what it is with that, man. Gotta cross here, watch when I cross. Watch when I cross. Watch when I cross the streets, man. So I don't trip on the railway conductors. Anyways, gonna get that discussion about the DRT now. Super important. The DRT, the DRT, debt refusion theory. The debt refusion theory. D for debt, R for refusion, T for theory. My brothers and sisters, you can argue all you want. There's no solution now. There's no solution but the DRT. Due to the fact that we pay 46.5 billion in interest, 46.5 billion in interest. That's 46,000 million. 46,000 million. You can check it with the Bank of Canada, Diff Mackler. We pay again 46.5 billion in interest. Can you imagine that? Just think about that for a moment. We pay 46.5 billion in interest. 46.5 billion in interest. 2020-2021 fiscal year, we paid 20.3 times 2, that would have been 40.6, that would have been 40.6 billion. It's now 46.5, that's the amount now, 46.5 billion in interest. Do the calculation, do the math. Sisters, no way. There's no solution. What time is it? I've still pulled to the mountain. Okay, tomorrow we go to the mountain. Tomorrow. Today we're just Monday. Just gonna change it a bit, you know. Anyways. So we're gonna get that doing, and I have the solution. Paradoxically, as an aspie, my obsessive interest, geopolitics, sports, fitness, and rock and roll, you know. And when you study geopolitics and being an independent geopolitical analyst and theorist, and you gotta know something somewhat about public finance. So today we pay 46.5 billion in interest, 46.5. there's no solution but the DRT. But DRT stands for debt, R for refusion, T for theory. So that is the Salut, how you? So that is the motive why I say that. It's 46.5 billion in interest. There's no solution. You can rent bikes here, see? You can rent bikes. If you want, you can rent bikes. You can rent and fix bikes for the bikes. You can see that's Westmount, part of the mountain. So that's Westmount there. Westmount, the three peaks, Westmount, Mount Royal, Westmount, and Outramount, the three peak mountain, Mount Royal. So that's what it is there, see? That's why you see the building. Sometimes we film there, so you can see the mountain from far off. See, there's the big tower mountain. So the mountain, you can see it from far off, from far, from hundreds of kilometers, hundreds of miles outside of Montreal. You can see it from the south shore to north shore, from hundreds of kilometers, hundreds of miles. You can see the mountain. You can see the mountain. You can see the mountain there. You see the mountain. So that's why we're gonna go do it with that. So DRT, debt refusion team, my brothers and sisters, is the only solution. You can argue all you want. There's no solution but the DRT. Debt refusion theory, the DRT, debt refusion theory. For the creation of the UE, due to the fact that we pay 46.5 billion in interest. So in 2020, 2021 fiscal year, we paid 20.3. 20.3 times 2 would have been 40.6. So now it more than doubled. Due to COVID, we had to implement special protocols, of course, to keep the population, for rent, for food, for substance. So there was that, the COVID. So that's why it more than doubled. But it more than doubled. Fact is that this fiscal year we pay 46.5 billion. We pay 46.5 billion in interest. That's 46,000 million. 46,000 million. 46,000 million. 46,000 million. 46,000 million. 46.5. 46.5. That's the amount we pay. 46.5. 46,000 million. 46,000 million. That's how much we pay in interest. That's how much we pay in interest. 46.5 billion in interest. That's the amount of interest we pay on the public debt this year. So no way there's another solution but my DRT stands for D, debt, R, refusion, T for theory. That is the only solution now. We pay 46.5 billion. 46.5 billion. 46.5 billion. 46.5 billion. 46.5 billion. That's how much we pay. Billion. That's how much we pay. Billion. That's the amount we pay in interest. Billion of dollars. Billions of dollars. Anyways, I had to get out of the way with that, but the DRT, debt refusion theory, is the only solution. So D for debt, R for refusion, T for theory. My DRT theory also includes monetary integration theory. Monetary integration theory is exactly what was done in the European Union. In the European Union. In the European Union. The European Union. In the European Union. So, monetary integration theory is exactly what was done in the European Union. So due to the fact that we pay 46.5 billion in interest, that's 46.5, you know, 46.5, you know. $46.5 billion in interest. 46.5 billion in interest. That's how much we pay. That's 46,000 million this year. It's more than double. There's no other solution. You can argue all you want, left, right, and center. There's no solution but my DRT. Stands D for debt, R refusion, T for theory, T for theory. D debt, R refusion, T for theory. So we're gonna take all the public and the private debt. Public and the private debt. So my 10,500, I have $10,500, $10,000 in debt myself to the RBC. I'm in debt $10,000 to the RBC. I have $10,000 in debt to the RBC, Royal Bank of Canada, Royal Bank of Canada, Royal Bank of Canada. So my $10,000, yours coast to coast. So D stands for D for debt, R refusion, and T for theory. D for debt, R for refusion, T for theory, T for theory. So the debt refusion theory, right? It includes monetary integration theory, monetary integration theory. It includes monetary integration theory, monetary integration theory, monetary integration theory, monetary integration theory. So my DRT includes monetary integration theory, which is exactly what was done in the European Union. The Europeans got rid of the Deutschmark. They got rid of the Deutschmark. They got rid of the Deutschmark. The Deutschmark. They got rid of the Deutschmark. The Italians got rid of the lira. The French got rid of the franc. And they created a common currency. They destroyed their central banks. They created in the 90s a common central bank, you know. A common central bank. That's what they did, you know. They created a new central bank, a new central bank. The ECB, European Central Bank. That's what they created, the ECB, the European Central Bank. So they created a European Central Bank, in the 90s. It started in the 50s, right? It started in the 50s. But then they proceeded afterwards with that. So they established a common central bank, the ECB, European Central Bank, the European Central Bank, the ECB, and they now have a common currency because the European Central Bank establishes a common currency, right? So here it is. So my DRT theory contains monetary integration theory, monetary integration theory, monetary integration theory, which is the financial theory which was done in the European Union. In the European Union, it's important to keep that in mind as I proceed, because it includes my DRT, debt refusion theory, includes monetary integration theory, which is the financial theory which was implemented in the EU, European Union. So they go hand in hand, but we're gonna do it differently. 2035. No, we gotta do it today. 2024, we're doing it now, the DRT. 2025 latest. There's no solution. Paying the interest, the debt servicing, in other words, the interest on the public debt, it more than doubled from Canadian debt. Ask Bill Matler, Bank of Canada, these are official numbers. We paid 20.3, now we pay 46.5. So we're gonna get it on the 4.5, we're gonna have to double. We're gonna have to implement it ASAP. We're gonna take all the public and the private debt. All the public and the private debt. So my 10,000, yours, all the debt. Public and private, all the debt. Public and private, all the public and the private debt. All the public and the private debt. All the public and the private debt. We're gonna take it all the public and the private debt. All the public and the private debt. We're gonna take it. All that debt. All the debt. Public and the private. My debt, your debt, our debt. Our debt, 10,000, coast to coast, all the public and the private debt, we're going to convert it to US dollars, because the United States dollar still is the currency of choice for world trade, international business, global commerce, import, export, tourism, those 5 things and other things. So we're going to take all the public and the private debt, all the public and the private debt. We're going to get it on the go, we're going to get it on the go. We're gonna get it on the go. We're gonna get it on the go. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna go do it on the XYZ. So that's what we're gonna go do it. We're gonna get it in and we're gonna get it on the go. That's the only solution. There's no solution. There's no solution but the DRT, debt refusion theory, for the creation of the UE. For the creation of the U. Now I'm gonna put myself safely there, safely. Gotta take the liberty and the security, because I gotta respect my fellow cyclists. So me standing there, I analyzed, I divulged, I came to the conclusion that it's for my safety and the safety of others and the liberty, I best to proceed and move further that. Because there's for the cyclists mostly. Although because I have the big backpack, others can kind of squeeze in, but it's safer for me on this side. See what I'm saying? Because there are cyclists coming there, so that's cycling for cyclists. See? So this is mostly for cyclists. So me being there on that side would have been, it was too tight, at least from my analysis and whatever I discern, because that's what we gotta do sometimes. For my liberty, my security, and now we gotta implement the DRT. So we're gonna take all debt. My $10,000, your $10,000. My debt, your debt, our debt. See, that's part of the mountain, The 3 peaks of the mountain system. Mountain system known as Mount Royal. That's Outremont, then Mount Royal proper. That's where you usually go. You can see it from far off. You can see it from hundreds of kilometers, hundreds of miles outside the island. From the south shore, from the north shore, from miles and miles and miles. You can see it. So you can see it from there. Well, from here, because the buildings block. But if you go south, we gotta go get it on the go now. You know, that's what we gotta go do it on the go now. You know. So, anyways, I'm just gonna recycle something which I picked up because it needs to be on the recycling, and here we got some recycling, and it's super important to recycle. Don't leave the trash. So the DRT, debt refusion theory, we're gonna take my debt, your debt, all the debt coast to coast. So my debt, your debt, all the public and the private debt, all the public and the private debt. So my $10,000, yours, ours, all the debt, public and the private debt. So my 10,000, yours, all the debt. My debt, your debt, our debt. My debt, your debt, our debt. So my 10,000, your 10,000, whatever the case may be. Coast to coast, coast to coast, coast to coast, coast to coast, coast to coast. So my 10,000, your 10,000, whatever the case may be. My 10,000, yours 10,000, my 10,000, your 10,000, whatever the case may be. You know? So all of it, all the debt coast to coast, including my 10,000. So all of that debt, we're gonna refuse it, you know? These benches need some cleaning also, some paint. So I have a lot of benches to paint. We got a lot of work in the public, but those red chairs, I gotta say, I like. And these plantations are coming up. Anyways, with all the debt, public and private, my debt, your debt, all that money, we're gonna finance a new bank. Just like the ECB was founded in the 90s, and just like the ECB was founded in the 90s, and just like the ECB was founded in the 90s, so will finance the building of a new central bank. So all the debt, public and private, converted to US dollars, Canadian debt, added with the US public debt, added to Mexico if they will, Haiti, 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 Cuba, 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 Cuba. Cuba is a special paradox, but Dominican Republic, Dominican Republic, Dominican Republic, Dominican Republic, Dominican Republic, whatever the case may be. So added all those countries' debts. Canada first, US second, for the North American civilizational complex, for North America first, for North America first. So all the debt, public and private, that's gonna be all the money, initial money supply for this new central bank. For this new central bank. Right? All the money in circulation for this new central bank. Whether we call it the North American Central Integrated Bank, the North American Central Bank, whatever name we give it, the principle stays, remains. So all the debt, public and private, is going to be the initial money supply. That's the DRT. The converted to US dollars, so good color choice, good color choice. Where's my favorite? So all the debt, public and private, that money is going to be converted to US dollars, is going to be the initial money supply for this new central bank, this new central bank, this new central bank, right? So all the money, public-private debt, Canada, then the US, it can be transatlantic with our NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization member nation states, but fundamentally for the North American collective, for North America, NORAD is Canada, US basically. So all the debt, public and private, converted to US dollars. All that money converted to US dollars, that's going to be the initial money supply for this new central bank. Whatever we call it, we're going to issue a new currency called the UE, based on the value of the US dollars. UE, U dot, universal, E dot, exchange, U dot, universal exchange unit. U dot, universal exchange unit. The U dot, the U dot, the U dot, U dot, universal exchange unit, the universal exchange unit. You know, the universal exchange unit. The U dot, universal, E dot, exchange unit, you know. The U dot, universal, exchange unit. The U dot, universal, U dot, E dot, exchange unit. The universal exchange unit. The U dot, universal, E dot, exchange unit. The UE, the UE, the UE, the UE. The universal exchange unit. The UE, the UE, the UE. U dot, universal, E dot exchange, U dot the UE, U dot universal, E dot exchange unit, the universal exchange unit, the universal exchange unit, the universal exchange unit, the UE, universal exchange unit. So based on the value of the US dollar, on the value of the US dollar. They're happy, I'm happy, man. Anyways, if they're happy, joyous, that's what's important. So we're gonna create the UE, the Universal Exchange Unit. U dot universal, E dot exchange unit. Based on the value of the US dollar, we're gonna set an interest rate level of 10%. 10% maximum. It could be 3.33, 1.56, 7.18, 4.18, 3.33, 1.56, whatever it is, whatever it is, whatever it is. So whatever the case is, the case is, whatever the case is, whatever the case is, whatever the case is, whatever the case is. But the principle remains. We're gonna create the UE, the UE, the UE, U dot, universal, E dot, exchange unit. The UE, the UE, the UE, based on the value of the US dollar. Set an interest rate level of 10%, freeze the prices of bacon, prices of cheese, prices of milk, prices of bread, price of eggs, and other goods. Freeze the prices, freeze the prices, freeze the prices. With all that money, the public-private debt financing the new central bank, we're going to be able to rebuild the infrastructure of North America, finance citizens to work out, train, exercise, mass finance tourism, inter-North American tourism, mass finance inter-North American tourism, mass finance citizens, physical activity, mass finance the rebuilding of the infrastructure, mass finance building of hydroelectric dams, mass finance building of hydroelectric dams, mass finance building of hydroelectric dams, finance coast to coast, defense, security and service, satellites, and for defense and satellites, and open up some mountains and Cheyenne Mountains, Cheyenne Mountains, 44 tunnel complexes, like a little bit like inspired by the Tokyo sewage system, across North America in case of a thermonuclear war. Case of a thermonuclear war. Tokyo sewage system, thermonuclear war, which is possible. My prediction of the scenario in 2019, gonna be celebrating 5 years, October 17, I believe. First video was posted October 23rd. So today we're the 7th of October. Today we're the 7th of October. So here we gotta get on that coast to coast. That's the mountain. Here's the island of Montreal, 2.5 million people. Just remember moving from a moldy place. I'm grateful where I live now, better than where I used to live, And I got kisses, I got hugs, I got tickles, I got rock and roll, I got marching steps, and financially I'm stressed, but on the table the DRT for the creation of the UE. There's no other solution, brothers and sisters. See, now you can start seeing when the buildings go, a little bit of the mountain. You can see that's West Mount, 3 peaks. Mount Royal has 3 peaks. We spend on Mount Royal proper, at the Belvedere Conjurnac, at the Mount Royal proper, at the Belvedere Conjurnac, at the Belvedere Conjurnac, on Mount Royal proper, Belvedere Conjurnac. Let's see what time it is. So I still gotta do laundry, that's why it's 1:13 p.m., 1:13, so I left at 7, so 10, 3, 6 hours now, because I'm gonna subtract because I was at the hospital for my records, and gotta get it now, and gotta get it for the do, and gotta get it for the no, and you see those are the ones that are there, and those are the ones that are on the side, and those are the ones who are on the go. We got those beautiful skies, It's a beautiful sky, and we got to get it on the go, and we always got to get it on that meditation, a meditative state, and the sun shining, and we got to get it for the drill, for the now, and got to get that LOV. And we also got to get for that mastery, and we got to get it for the go, and we got to get it for the now, and sometimes we just got to look at the sky, We just got to look at the sky and appreciate beauty of nature, and appreciate whatever the case may be, and whatever we're involved in, everybody deserves second chances, third chances, and got to get it for that love, It's important love. It's not all about fighting. Fight. Take some of that love with you. Take some of that love, take some of that understanding. Take some softness, we can't just fight. We gotta love, and meditate, and understand, and be loving, be understanding and love, you know. I'm working on it. I'm an Aspie. It has been difficult. My journey, lost so much employment, so much business opportunity, continuity of employment, lots. It's misunderstood still, Asperger's, more and more, HFA, high functioning autism, but I got symptoms, there's no medication I gotta work on, and there's geopolitics 24/7, even now, sometimes my march, and even when I sing that rock and roll, sometimes I meditate, you know, and rock and roll is my obsessive interest, so I'm putting things into geopolitical context, you know, when I'm here, I meditate for defense only. Defense, security, and service, that's the dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom dream. The dream, which is fundamentally a call for PPP, public-private partnership, across the North American civilizational collective, and the beautiful sky. Sometimes I just gotta look at the sky in a parallel light. I pose here, beautiful sky. If you look there, you see. In a parallel life, I'm also an Aspie. I have Asperger's, HFA, high functioning autism. But in that parallel life, my obsessive interests, science, technology, physics, mathematics, everything to do with technology, science, physics, mathematics, and logic. And there I build satellites, supercomputers, ICBM rockets, microchips, and antennas, you know, and I build Skynet. Canada, US, Germany, multi-year project with other scientists. We develop interconnected multi-satellites that are able, of course, to do, and they're capable of several points for security, service, and defense. So the DRT, we're going to be able to do all that by implementing it, public-private partnership. We're going to take all the debt. We're going to switch to that French now because we're here in Appel province, and I'm not sure that there's a functioning bathroom there. I'm going to go check and maybe pause it again because I need to go again, but maybe we're going to get on that go. So DRT, debt refusion theory, for the creation of the UE. Encourage you all to work out, train, exercise, and you can fish here, I guess. Here's Les Écluses and part of the river Montreal. Part of the river. We gotta get it on the part of the river here, and it's gonna get it on the fish. Tu pêches avec, je peux te déranger, tu pêches avec des verres?
Ouais, je pêche au vert.
Oh wow, what? T'en pointes-tu ici? C'est que ça bouge vite, l'eau ici. T'es manges-tu?
Non, j'en vais tout à l'heure.
Ah, t'es remis à l'eau, toi? Ok, je te laisse tranquille avec ça. Cool. Ouais, je suis bien curieux de savoir qu'est-ce que vous poignez dans la rivière. Des fois, je m'imagine, là, voilà 300 ans, qu'est-ce qu'on ferait? On serait obligé de faire
300
ça.
ans, ça serait pas ici, là.
Ok, à 1800, là. Ouais, l'écluse n'était pas ici, ouais.
C'est pas pour ça que je fais.
Hey, t'es bien vite!
C'est pas
That's
ça
a fish!
que je fais.
Hey, that's fast. You just put it in and you got one?
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's like 44 seconds. What?
That's a sturgeon.
What is that?
Sturgeon.
What? Où t'as pogné ça? What? Tu l'as remis? Tu l'aurais pu donner à une famille, ça, chum? What? Hey, on a des poissons dans la rivière de même. C'est incroyable. Really?
Ça, on les remet pas à l'eau parce que c'est un... c'est pas un native species. Je l'enlève pas.
Ok, mon chum, je te laisse, m'en vais manger. Ciao, bonne journée à toi. So he caught a sturgeon, man. Big sturgeon. Énorme quand même, là. Il a pogné ça, là. Il a pogné ça dans l'eau ici, là. So now we're gonna switch to that French and we're gonna go get it with Dad, but he's gonna get it on the go and he's gonna get it on the now, and he's putting on that work, man. Putting on that work. He got showed me a picture of big in the river here, so he puts it back, he doesn't eat it. But I wonder if we could... if we can theoretically eat it, you know, it could. So that's my fellow citizen there, you know. I don't know whatever else things, you know. We're in the public space, cordial, and with Aspies like myself, you have to be direct, you know. So because if we begin about our obsessive interests, we have to be told, you know. We don't have the social cues like normative, neurotypical people have, you know. That's why gossip, we understand it from our perspective. We kind of, if there's no solutions or about the ideas or whatever the case may be, about the ideas, whatever, we more discuss the ideas and protocols and of a person than, you know, like necessarily the character or negative slander or gossip. We don't really get that stuff. We rather discuss the ideas and face to face, and that's what it is with that. So that's what we gotta do. That's what we gotta get drilling, and that's what I gotta do. That's what I gotta be doing, and it's always 24/7, always 24/7. And you see the beautiful sky there. Got that sky, and got it for that sky with it, and it's super important that I get to do, and I'd be to see love and to see people getting on that love and people enjoying their activities. So we got to get that defense, you know. We got to play defense, and just the sky is amazing, you know. Just the sky is amazing. The sky is amazing, you know. The sky is amazing, you know. So the sky is really amazing. The sky really is amazing, you know? The sky is amazing. I always gotta get it to look at the sky. Wow. Gotta humble myself, you know. It's because I'm good at geopolitics, but now we're not French. Bienvenue. On s'en va regarder le ciel. Ça poigne des poissons dans la rivière. Une belle journée d'automne. On commence par une chanson. La rivière bouge vite, faites attention. Ça poigne, ça tire. Ça tire, oups, ça roule. Mais ça veut dire pas d'argent pour une guitare. Mais il faut le voir pour le croire. Des fois bien laissé comme oui. Dès demain puis d'aujourd'hui. Vers le soleil, mon pape, je tourne. Et je vois le ciel, ça fait le bleu. Bleu et blanc, puis l'arc-en-ciel. Le dragon vous chante. Belle journée d'automne. On est le 7 octobre. Lundi, beau réveil. Je viens d'aller, la sonne, sa cloche. Les regarde, les nuages. Et ça danse tous ensemble. Ah oui, ça bouge des fesses comme des folles, ça fait la maudite. Quand c'est bénite, pas besoin de l'eau bénite, juste une bière à place et puis qu'elle bouge des coudes. L'Hydro-Québec, je viens voir le camion Huawei Central, bâti bien de chez nous. Avec du savoir-faire, coup de tonnerre, c'est clair. Hydro-Québec, amour. Et je viens de voir le camion d'Hydro-Québec, je pars en méditation, vous savez. Une méditation en géopolitique, hein, toujours. C'est pour la sécurité et la défense. Je suis un analyste théoricien en géopolitique. C'est mon intérêt obsessif. C'est mon intérêt obsessif, c'est mon intérêt obsessif. Et donc, c'est dans ces intérêts-là obsessifs que moi-même, j'excelle. Puis j'ai l'Asperger's, l'autisme hautement fonctionnel, j'ai ces intérêts obsessifs. Mais ça fait des années, j'ai une routine, l'entraînement physique aussi. J'ai perdu entre 80 et 93 livres. Puis c'est bien sûr des choses que moi-même, je fais de la méditation quotidiennement. C'est une méditation que je fais, puis une méditation que je fais continuellement, surtout dans le contexte de la géopolitique, dans le contexte de la géopolitique, dans le géopolitique, dans la géopolitique, dans la géopolitique, dans un contexte de géopolitique. C'est ça que je suis, puis ça je me demande. Ça a été bâti, ça a été bâti. Ça a été bâti quand? 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 Pas le Vatican. Pas besoin du pape, le pape est le soleil pour moi-même. Fait J'ai pas besoin de mon pape. C'est le soleil, hein? Le rock'n'roll, hein? La danse, le sport, l'entraînement physique, c'est mes intérêts, puis la géopolitique. Puis aujourd'hui, ben, c'est le mois d'octobre, là, fait que je suis parti de chez nous le lundi, tôt le matin, je suis parti avant 7 heures, 5 minutes avant 7 heures. Ça fait longtemps que j'ai commencé mon entraînement physique, puis je m'en vais faire le lavage. Je suis allé à l'hôpital pour des records. J'ai vécu là longtemps parce que, vous savez, j'ai l'amnésie rétrograde, un peu, un blackout de mémoire. Fait que, je m'en souviens, comme avoir vécu un trompe, j'ai été attaqué par surprise. Attaque par surprise. Là. Puis j'avais disloqué mon bras droit, il était fini. J'avais disloqué mon bras droit. J'avais comme une concussion à la tête, je suis tombé, puis j'étais fini pendant un couple de jours, j'étais là à l'hôpital, puis j'ai de la misère à me rappeler, souvenir des événements avant, de ma vie avant cet événement-là. Après ça, je me souviens avoir déménagé. Dans une place qui avait beaucoup de moisissures, tu sais, il y avait beaucoup de moisissures, tu sais. De la moisissure, tu sais. Fait qu'il y avait beaucoup de moisissures. Ces choses-là, il y avait beaucoup de moisissures. Fait que j'étais malade, en dépression. Fait que c'est toujours l'entraînement physique qui m'a sauvé, comme qui m'a sorti de la dépression. Puis être suicidaire, c'était quand j'ai traversé le Canada en 2017. C'était un beau voyage, j'ai traversé le Canada en 2017. En 2017. Ça fait 7 ans, là. Cet événement-là, ça m'a fait changer le cours de ma vie. J'ai commencé à m'entraîner, commencé à faire l'entraînement physique. Vraiment, l'entraînement physique, j'ai créé mon propre système d'entraînement physique en octobre 2019, ben, parce que j'avais conclu, je suis un analyste et théoricien en géopolitique. Hein. La géopolitique, c'est constamment des analyses puis la théorie. Puis je suis un analyste théoricien en géopolitique. C'est mon intérêt obsessif en tant qu'avoir le autisme hautement fonctionnel, ça aussi connu sous le nom d'Asperger. Ça. N'importe comment qu'on l'appelle, c'est les mêmes symptômes, puis il n'y a pas de médicament parce que ce n'est pas une maladie mentale, là, l'Asperger's. L'Asperger, c'est une condition de neurodivergence mentale et psychique. L'Asperger, c'est une condition de neurodivergence mentale et psychique. L'Asperger, c'est une condition de neurodivergence mentale et psychique. L'Asperger, c'est une condition de neurodivergence mentale et psychique. Fait que ça fait qu'on voit les choses différemment, puis on a des intérêts obsessifs. On a l'écoléa. L'écoléa, ça veut dire qu'on répète des choses qu'on dit, puis on a des intérêts, on répète 2-3 fois la même chose, ou on va dire, répéter la même phrase que quelqu'un a dit, on va avoir des gestes bizarres un peu, on va bien sûr être obsédé par certains intérêts, comme moi-même, c'est la Trinité, là. La géopolitique, 24 sur 24, là. L'entraînement physique, la danse, c'est mon sport préféré, puis avec ça, bien sûr, c'est le rock'n'roll, comme vous voulez le constater. Ah, j'ai quelque chose dans mon œil. Ah.
You have a computer in your head.
Oh, yeah.
Insane.
You also have a computer.
But this computer is waterproof and that one is not.
Yeah, but I worked a lot with this one.
Yeah. Oh, you mean you upgraded it physically?
Hey?
You upgraded it physically?
What do you mean?
I mean, have you made it waterproof that you're splashing water on it?
I'm not splashing water on it. But if you give me enough money, I can buy myself a GoPro. I'm willing to work, buddy. I'm willing to work for it. You need gardening, you need rock and roll, you need entertainment, I can do that. En tout cas, faites une méditation, combien de travail ça a pris pour juste bâtir ça ici, en dessous, là, tout le travail qui a été fait pour avoir de l'eau ici, les travaux publics du 20e siècle, ça a tout un refardi qu'il faut faire tout ensemble. Ça prend de la vieille école aussi, hein. C'est pas toute la nouvelle école. La nouvelle école, ça bâtit sur la vieille école aussi, fait que ça prend de la vieille école. Pensez bien à ça. Ah, yeah. En tout cas, on se dirige. Puis c'est sûr que je travaille avec un ordinateur portable, bien sûr, bien sûr. C'est des choses, bien sûr, qu'il faut que moi-même je fasse. C'est des choses qu'il faut que je fasse moi-même. Puis des choses qu'on va passer par ici et des choses qu'on va passer par là. Puis on va parler par ici. Fait que c'est ça. That's it, that's all. Oh, un beau travail ici, hein, ça a fait. Un beau travail. Hein. Ça, c'est beau, ça. Belle couleur. Oh, 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 ça enfonce, ça. Hey, je trouve ça vraiment beau. Je trouve ça vraiment beau. Je trouve ça vraiment beau ici. What? Belle couleur. En tout cas, fait que je vais discuter la TRD. Puis aujourd'hui, bien sûr, je suis allé à l'hôpital le 7 octobre car je veux voir c'était quelle date, parce que je m'en souviens pas. C'était entre 2013 et 2015. Puis j'ai une perte de mémoire, là. J'ai un blackout avant ça. J'ai de la misère à me souvenir des événements de ma vie. Je vais passer vers le soleil, mais je vais aller à l'arrêt, là, parce que être beau pour être dans l'ombre, ça me dérange pas l'ombre, mais là, c'est parce que hier, on a eu assez. Aujourd'hui aussi, ce matin, il y avait des nuages, puis mouillé, puis il pleuvait. Fait que là, le soleil fait beau, là, ce jour d'octobre, le lundi, le 7 octobre. Fait que hier, je dois dire que j'ai vécu quelque chose, j'ai jamais vécu ça dans ma vie. J'ai vu des éclairs, mais d'habitude, je vois les éclairs avec les coups de tonnerre, soit centrés vers un point cardinal, soit vers l'est, vers le sud, vers le nord. Ça, c'était entouré. 5 fois, je l'ai entendu. Je l'ai vu 5 fois avant de me rendre chez nous, parce qu'il commençait la tonnerre, la tempête. Fait que je l'ai vu dans le nord. Après ça, je l'ai vu dans l'ouest. Après ça, je l'ai vu dans l'est. Après ça, je l'ai vu dans le sud. Puis après ça, le 5e, c'était comme en haut, genre, c'était bizarre. Comme au-dessus de moi-même. Fait que 5 points différents, mais comme dans un cercle. Comme dans un cercle. Écoute ton air, tu sais. Fait que là, je vais traverser, hein, parce que je vais dans le soleil. Fait que je vais traverser la Courcelles, Saint-Émilie. Oups, il y a du vent de mes amis. Donc, je suis allé aujourd'hui à l'hôpital là, pour faire des vérifications auprès de les événements dans les archives. Et donc, je veux voir exactement c'était quelle date, c'était quand. Parce que j'ai un flash, mais je m'en souviens même pas exactement la personne. Là, c'était pour te décrire. Je me suis fait attaquer par surprise. J'ai eu une attaque surprise à Montréal, l'île de Montréal. J'ai vécu sur l'île de Montréal. Fait que... Puis avant ça, ma vie, je sais pas si c'était la COVID. Je sais pas si c'était la COVID là, ou cet événement-là. Cet événement-là ou la COVID qui m'a fait, parce que j'ai eu la COVID, c'était comme la mort, la maladie et la pestilence. La COVID pour moi c'était comme la mort, la pestilence puis la maladie. La COVID pour moi c'était comme la mort, la pestilence puis la maladie. Je l'ai eu en 2020, février-mars. Ça, je dois faire mention, même si moi-même je ne suis pas fumeur, puis j'encourage pas la cigarette, rien de ça, mais je trouve ça que c'est beau quand même comment c'est fait. Même du cannabis légal, c'est vraiment rare chez nous. Fait que c'est des choses comme ça que moi-même je dois faire, puis je dois méditer, mais bon, en tout cas. Fait que, je m'en souviens, j'ai les flashs de trompe. J'étais attaqué par surprise, puis j'ai eu un épisode des Pirates Chiliens, j'ai eu mon propre épisode de Pirates Chiliens, j'ai eu mon propre épisode des Pirates Chiliens, j'ai eu mon propre épisode de Pirates Chiliens, je veux dire que j'ai eu mon propre épisode de Pirates Chiliens, fait que, comme qu'on en fait bien sûr pour ça, pour le faire, c'est toujours des choses que moi-même je médite dans ces circonstances, ici en étant, puis m'en allant vers le nord maintenant, m'en allant vers le nord, dans le soleil, le plus que je puisse dans le soleil. J'ai une belle journée quand même. C'est beau, mais des fois, je me tourne la tête à cause qu'il y a trop de fumée, des gens qui fument, puis la pollution, tu sais, avec mon entraînement physique, j'ai commencé en 2017, là, ça fait 7 ans. Je suis vraiment dans l'entraînement physique, tu sais, quand je m'entraîne, je suis super focusé sur le rock'n'roll, puis je suis super focusé pas juste sur le rock'n'roll, mais la géopolitique maintenant. Je fais toujours des méditations pour la circulation, le trafic, les fermiers, les pompiers. Tout ce qui se passe à travers le collectif nord-américain en ce moment, des camionneurs, des services de sécurité publique, les pompiers amour, pompiers. Tout ce qui se passe sur la route en ce moment à travers qu'est-ce que j'appelle le grand collectif de civilisation nord-américain, le grand collectif de civilisation nord-américain, le grand collectif nord-américain, bien sûr, des choses que bien sûr, moi-même que je fais bien sûr. Anyways, fait que... Là, le skateboarding, il y en a qui ont du talent. Love you, ouais, moi aussi, j'aime ça. Love is good, l'amour c'est bon. L'amour, la charité, l'entraînement physique, le rock'n'roll, la géopolitique, la défense. Ça, je suis bien pour ça, la danse. Danse est mon sport préféré. Et donc, c'est la danse. Je m'en vais vers le nord maintenant. D'Agenais, des Courcelles vers le nord. Je viens du sud. Là, c'est l'est, où je pointe la caméra, l'est de Montréal, là, Hochelaga, vers la montagne. Puis ici, bien sûr, c'est pour vers l'ouest. Puis ça, c'est le nord, tu sais. J'ai oublié mes lunettes parce que je pensais pas qu'il allait avoir, bien sûr. Ça fait... Anyways, des fois, je suis hyper vigilant, tu sais. L'hypervigilance. Et durant le trompe, les flashs de trompe que j'ai vécu, avoir été attaqué par surprise. Puis je suis bien curieux, je vais montrer bien sûr, mec, que je l'ai, je vais faire des vidéos, mais j'ai bien sûr eu l'arrêt d'une trompe et j'étais attaqué par surprise. Je suis allé à l'hôpital, j'avais un bras disloqué, mais vraiment comme disloqué, là. Vraiment disloqué, là. Puis un frappe de la tête. Je pense qu'ils sont en grève, il y a une grève, qu'est-ce qui se passe? Une grève. En grève, je sais pas. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? En grève, peut-être, général, je sais pas, mais il faut augmenter les salaires de 44,9%. C'est ça que j'ai dit d'ici 2025 février. Puis il faut qu'on réduise les coûts des billets. S'il vous plaît, les Canadiens, 44,9%. 44,9%, c'était mon calcul. Vous voyez les belles nuages. Les nuages. Bien sûr, c'est des choses qu'il faut méditer. L'eau potable. Love, c'est bon. Ça, amour, c'est bon. La civilisation est un privilège. C'était ça ma thèse composée en 2023. Ben, c'est un privilège, la civilisation. Avoir de l'eau potable, les travailleurs de l'Hydro-Québec, les centrales, l'électricité, l'ordinateur, toutes les choses qu'on a, là, la livraison, les logiciels, l'eau potable, tout ça, c'est un privilège, ça. La civilisation est vraiment un privilège, mes chers. Si vous pouvez aller par là, vous pouvez aller par la droite. Un beau parc, c'est les travailleurs publics, hein, tout ça. Les aqueducs, les routes, hein, les trottoirs, là. Tout ça, c'est le privilège de la civilisation maintenant. Je suis en train de marcher, ben, c'est un privilège. Je marche plus en sécurité, puis dans le public, ben, j'ai des obligations, responsabilités additionnelles. Je n'aurais pas eu chez nous dans ma grotte, tu sais. J'aime ça, faire la marche, la danse, puis l'entraînement physique dans la nature, ou ma deuxième maison, le Mont-Royal. Le rock'n'roll, j'en fais au quotidien, la géopolitique, j'ai prédit qu'est-ce qui se passe. Maintenant, d'une manière générale, en 2019, puis j'ai la preuve en ligne de ça, j'ai la vidéo. C'est ça que je fais au quotidien, la géopolitique 24/24 chez nous. L'analyse, la théorie, la révision, je spécialise au 20e siècle, mais c'est des quotidiens parce que des événements en politique, économique, politique se déroulent constamment. Fait que c'est constamment des nouvelles choses, ça change les régions, les interactions, les conflits. D'une manière généralement parlant, j'ai prédit qu'est-ce qui se passe maintenant. Je vais aller m'hydrater encore une fois, pensant aux aqueducs, aux travailleurs des 20e siècle qui les ont bâtis, puis combien de travail qu'il faut en avoir de plus en dessous de la terre. Tellement des aqueducs qu'il y a. Et on a tellement du travail à faire pour le 21e siècle, tellement pour méditer. L'autre jour, l'aqueduc, ça a pété. On a besoin de ma TRD, théorie de la refusion de la dette. On peut pas se baser juste sur la force, sur la puissance. Il faut avoir la bonté. Là, c'est pour le complexe de civilisation. Tu sais, juste méditer encore une fois. Vous voyez ça, ça dit dépendable. Des fontaines dépendables. Vous voyez ici, c'est marqué. Ça vient du Tennessee, l'Arlington du Tennessee aux États-Unis. Les États-Unis, pas loin, c'est nos cousins. On a fait le grand compromis linguistique du français, on continue à le faire. Qu'est-ce que j'appelle le grand compromis du collectif de l'Amérique du Nord pour avoir la continuité de la paix et l'harmonie. Puis on est nord-américain, je dis souvent, je suis québécois, canadien, nord-américain. Je m'hydrate en pensant aux travailleurs publics qui ont bâti ça pour que je puisse m'hydrater en m'en allant chez nous de retour pour faire le lavage. C'est un privilège d'avoir boire de l'eau potable ici d'un aqueduc fait en aluminium, puis une partie que ça vient des États-Unis, du Tennessee, de l'État du Tennessee. C'est des méditations, puis c'est de la géopolitique aussi, en derrière ça. Et voilà. Et voilà. Donc, tu sais, c'est des choses qu'il faut constamment faire, En méditation, mais tout le monde a besoin d'une rédemption, du changement, d'une deuxième chance, un changement. Si on a besoin, moi aussi, j'en ai vécu. Comme je dis souvent, si j'aurais resté où j'aurais été, là, j'aurais été peut-être mort en prison, j'aurais été peut-être mort en prison, je sais pas. Mais je me suis fait attaquer par surprise. Je m'en souviens avoir tombé, je suis tombé sur la tête, je suis tombé sur la main, puis je me suis fait attaquer, surprise. Je suis allé chez nous, je suis allé à l'hôpital. Ils m'ont replacé là. Je ne sais pas quelle date que c'était. Et après ça, j'étais fini. Puis j'ai d'autres mémoires de trompe et d'autres choses que je ne veux pas en discuter parce que j'ai juste des flashs. Là, mais par ça, ma mémoire, c'était un blackout. J'ai la misère à me souvenir en dehors de la montagne, en dehors de ma vie, en dehors de l'île de Montréal. J'ai la misère. Je m'en suis avoir déménagé. J'étais en dépression suicidaire. J'ai traversé le Canada. Commencé à faire de l'entraînement physique. J'ai accepté mon Asperger's. J'adore les fleurs jaunes. Merci les travailleurs publics pour l'avoir planté, les fleurs jaunes. J'adore les fleurs jaunes. Merci les travailleurs publics qui les ont plantées, puis la semence. Puis j'ai rencontré Louis Cyr. Dans une autre vie. J'ai 1863. Attention. J'ai rencontré Louis Cyr. J'ai rencontré Louis Cyr. J'ai rencontré Louis Cyr. Dans une autre vie, j'ai rencontré Louis Cyr. 1863, 1912, ça veut dire 49 ans, je l'ai rencontré quand il y avait à peu près entre 39 et 44, quand il y avait entre 39 et 44, à peu près entre 1900 et 1904, 1991, 1904, 1905, quand il y avait à peu près entre 39 et 44. C'est là que je l'ai rencontré, on a fait le bras de fer, c'est Louis Cyr, la statue de Louis Cyr. Louis C, redescend s'il vous plaît, on a besoin de bien comme toi pour le rebâtir des ponts, puis les centrales Hydro-Québec, puis bâtir d'autres centrales, puis bâtir l'infrastructure, renouveau en dessous de la terre, les aqueducs. Une statue de Louis C, puis je l'ai rencontré dans une autre vie, moi c'est une chose mystique, un peu spiritualité bizarre, ben, pas vraiment bizarre, mais dans ma spiritualité, j'ai des flashs de réincarnation, surtout depuis plus que 7 ans, quand je m'en vais sur la montagne, sur le Mont-Royal. C'est là que j'ai des flashs de réincarnation. J'ai des flashs de réincarnation, je m'en souviens comme... J'étais né homme-femme des fois, un moment donné, j'étais servante, je nettoyais bien sûr, puis je faisais de la nourriture, puis je faisais du nettoyage de la nourriture pour les coureurs de bois. Des années 1750, 1750, 1750, 1770. Des fois, j'étais né homme-femme. Maintenant, mais des fois, monsieur, madame, 50-50, androgène qui est pansexuel. Puis ça fait juste une partie de moi-même en étant androgène, mais gay pansexuel. Puis je suis pansexuel, donc partie de la communauté LGBTQ. Ben, quand je parle de la discussion de la géopolitique, il faut laisser ça de côté. Hein. Il faut oublier ce côté-là, puis se focusser sur ce que je dis. Mes promesses puis mes initiatives qui sont fondamentalement pour un appel, pour un partenariat public, tu sais. C'est ça. C'est ça, bien sûr. Avec les fleurs jaunes ici. Les fleurs bleues ensemble. Bleu et jaune ensemble. Comme le bleu, faut que ça danse. Belle province, regarde-le, ça descend de l'avant. Puis des pompes, des bâtisses, c'est du fromage, puis du vin, du ciel, ben de l'eau bénite, j'en ai pas besoin, juste une bière à place, ah ouais. Pour une chanson, regarde, pour une chanson de garde, pour une chanson, la garde. Pas le garde dans le garde-robe, c'est ben du rouge avec votre dragon en arc-en-ciel. Le beau, ça bouge des fesses, ah ouais, appelle-moi Céline pour la composition, rédemption de la criminelle. Ouais, le rock'n'roll, man. Je compose librement, puis j'adore la composition du rock'n'roll, mais c'est 24 sur 24, rock'n'roll, l'entraînement physique, le sport, la danse, puis c'est la trinité d'intérêt obsessif avec votre aspi. J'ai l'autisme hautement fonctionnel, je suis neurodivergent, c'est pas une maladie mentale, j'ai perdu ben des amis à cause de ça. Maintenant, j'ai des amis avec bénéfice seulement. Des amis avec bénéfice seulement, des amis avec bénéfice seulement. Des amis avec bénéfice seulement, des amis avec bénéfice. Des amis avec bénéfice seulement, des amis avec bénéfice seulement, des amis avec bénéfice seulement, des amis avec bénéfice. Prêtez allégeance, les gens, vous êtes famille. 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 Amour aux pompiers, aux ambulanciers, travailleurs au Québec. Les travailleurs qui font bien sûr maintenant des changements des couches dans les garderies. Ça change les couches dans les garderies, il faut savoir ça, il faut être conscient, méditation, méditer. Hein? Ça change des couches dans les garderies. Ça fait de la nourriture, ça compose des chansons, ça fait des films, ça fait de la production. Ça fait du lavage, je m'en vais faire le lavage, je médite côte à côte pour la défense, seulement pour la défense. Quand je dis soutenez mon rêve, le rêve de votre dragon arc-en-ciel qui se manifeste comme le royaume de la déesse et du dragon qui danse, c'est fondamentalement un appel à un partenariat public-privé. C'est fondamentalement ça, un appel à un partenariat public-privé. C'est ça, c'est un appel à un partenariat public-privé. Là, j'ai combien de temps qu'il me reste dans la vidéo? Puis pour passer la rue, il reste 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Je suis rendu à 5. Il me restait 5 secondes. Là, ça a bien fait. Là, il faut que je discute de la TRD, hein. Théorie de la refusion. Hein. Théorie de la fusion. La TRD, théorie de la refusion de la dette. TRD, théorie R, refusion, D de la dette. La T, théorie, R, refusion, D de la dette. La TRD, la théorie de la refusion de la dette. T pour théorie, R, refusion, D de la dette. C'est un paradoxe car cette théorie, ça sort de cette théorie, ça sort d'un paradoxe que je suis aspi. Puis mon intérêt obsessif, c'est l'analyse puis la théorie en géopolitique. Et donc, Québécois et Québécoises, aujourd'hui où qu'on est rendu, le montant de la dette publique qu'on paye, il n'y a pas d'autre solution que ma TRD. Puis ça, c'est un paradoxe. Pourquoi je dis ça? C'est car est dû au fait qu'on paye, écoutez ça, 46,5 milliards d'intérêts sur la dette publique. Je répète, on paye cette année 46,5 milliards d'intérêts sur la dette publique. On paye 46,5 milliards d'intérêts sur la dette publique. 46,5 milliards sur la dette publique. 46,5 milliards sur la dette publique. 46,5 milliards sur la dette publique. 46,5 milliards, c'est 46 000 millions, ça. 1 milliard, c'est en 9 zéros, là. Ça, c'est le montant d'intérêt qu'on paye sur la dette publique. Cette année, 2023-2025. Ben, en 2020-2021, on payait 20,3 milliards. 20,3 milliards. 20,3 milliards. 20,3 fois 2, ça aurait été 40,6. 40,6, 40,6, 40,6. « 40,6. 40,6. 40,6 milliards. C'était ça qu'on payait. C'était ça qu'on payait, tu sais. 40,6 milliards d'intérêt sur la dette publique. Là, on est rendu à payer 46 points. C'est sûr qu'à cause de la COVID, je suis mort de la COVID. Je l'ai eu en février 2020. Là. Ben, c'est possible que c'est la COVID qui m'a causé la perte de mémoire. Je sais pas. On va voir quelle date ça a été là que j'étais allé à l'hôpital pour l'avoir changé l'épaule, la main droite, l'épaule disloquée, là, puis concussion, blessure à la tête, puis quoi que ce soit, mais en tout cas, oubliez ça, c'est l'important, le travail que j'ai fait depuis comme 5, 6, 7 ans, là, en géopolitique. Fait que la TRD, théorie de la refusion de la dette, c'est la seule et unique solution. Donc, on va prendre toute la dette. Ma dette, votre dette, la tienne, la mienne, la vôtre. Toute la dette. Mon 10 000, ton 10 000 de côte à côte. Encore une fois, il n'y a pas d'autre solution. On paye 46,5 milliards d'intérêts. Là. C'est 46,5 milliards d'intérêts qu'on paye. Vous pouvez vous ostiner de la gauche, de la droite, de la gauche, de la droite, mais la seule solution, c'est la TRD, mes chers. Il n'y a pas d'autre solution en ce moment. Aujourd'hui, où on est rendu avec la dette publique, il n'y en a pas. Il n'y a pas d'autre solution. Il faut faire l'implémentation de la TRD, théorie de la refusion de la dette. C'est la seule et unique solution où on est rendu maintenant avec le montant d'intérêt qu'on paye sur la dette publique. Ça a plus que doublé depuis 2020-2021. En 3 ans, ça a plus que doublé. Là. Il n'y a pas d'autre solution. Fait que je vous l'explique le plus simplement possible. Fait qu'on va, parce qu'à cause de l'Asperger's, l'autisme hautement fonctionnel, les aspis, nous, on a tendance à utiliser du vocabulaire trop sophistiqué, trop philosophique, trop intellectuel, trop académique, trop verbose. Tu sais? Fait que je vais essayer le plus simplement possible. Fait qu'on va prendre toute la dette Ma dette, ta dette, votre dette, la tienne, la mienne. Toute la dette publique ainsi que privée. Mon 10 000, ton 10 000, de côte à côte. De côte à côte. Mon 10 000, ton 10 000, votre 10 000, mon 10 000. Toute la dette publique-privée. Toute la dette publique-privée. Toute la dette publique-privée. Mon 10 000, ton 10 000. Je dois peser ça, puis après ça, bien sûr, je regarde. La ville, la métropole, la métropole, la métropole. Donc on va prendre toute la dette publique-privée. Mon 10 000, mon 10 000. De côte à côte, toute la dette publique-privée. Incluant mon 10 000, toute la dette publique-privée, mon 10 000 tonnes, de côte à côte. On va en ramasser ensemble. Et vu que là, l'argent des États-Unis, la devise, le dollar des États-Unis, c'est encore la devise pour le commerce mondial, pour les finances du monde, pour l'import-l'export, pour le tourisme et pour le monde des affaires étrangères. On va faire la conversion de toute la dette publique-privée dans la devise des États-Unis. Dans la devise des États-Unis. Fait que tout l'argent, la dette publique-privée, ça va être un argent de la devise des États-Unis. Fait que toute la dette publique-privée, mon 10 000, ton 10 000, votre 10 000, mon 10 000, ton 10 000. Moi, j'ai 10 000 de dette à la Banque Royale. J'ai 10 000 de dette. Il est 1h56. OK, je m'en vais par là-bas. Puis peut-être faire une danse, là, après la vidéo, mais une danse de vidéo, on verra comment que ça va, parce que je vais être chez nous avant 3h58. Avant 4 heures, là, avant 4 heures. Fait que la TRD, maintenant, encore une fois, je vous l'explique. Fait qu'on va prendre toute la dette publique-privée, mon 10 000, ton 10 000, ton 10 000, mon 10 000, toute la dette publique-privée, on va ramasser ensemble, on va ramasser ensemble, on va ramasser ensemble. Toute la dette publique-privée, on va ramasser ensemble. On va ramasser ensemble. Ça va être des chiffres en milliards, des milliards. Parce que c'est un chiffre énorme aujourd'hui, la dette. C'est rendu, c'est la seule solution, paradoxe, là, J'ai pesé avec ça, avec le pouce, fait qu'il faut que je me désinfecte le pouce, puis la main gauche. La main gauche. Toute la dette publique-privée, on va ramasser ensemble de côte à côte, de tout le Canada, tous les citoyens. Moi-même, en tant que citoyen privé, j'ai 10 000 de dette. 10 000 à la Banque Royale. Fait que mon 10 000, ton 10 000, votre 10 000, mon 10 000. Toute la dette publique-privée, tout cet argent-là, on va faire une conversion. Toute la dette publique-privée, on va en mettre ensemble. Tout cet argent-là, on va faire la conversion. Wow, regardez le centre-ville. Beau gratte-ciel, là. Beau gratte-ciel. Et faites pas ça ici. J'étais pas des vidanges ici. Wow, ça a besoin du nettoyage. C'est ça qu'on a les travailleurs publics. Wow! Hey, regardez la ville de la Passe Montréal, chez nous de la belle province, et bien on voit les montagnes. Vous voyez, on voit même les montagnes. Ensemble, on va pouvoir bouger les montagnes. Et puis, le gratte-ciel avec la pyramide, mon gratte-ciel préféré. Puis s'il vous plaît, à travers la construction, je vous crédite des milliards de bisous, des lavages de pieds. Vous avez bien entendu, des lavages de pieds. Je vous lave les pieds, puis je vous masse, je vous nettoie, je vous cuisine. S'il vous plaît, aidez-moi à construire les trois bâtiments que je veux bâtir. Le temple de la déesse comme Dieu déesse, D-E-E-S-S-E. Déesse, oubliez avec la maison du dragon, la pyramide, maison du dragon. Rouge, écarlate, pyramide, la maison du dragon, le temple de la déesse et le palais du peuple arc-en-ciel. Donc, ces trois bâtiments que je crédite des lavages de pieds, des massages, puis du rock'n'roll, puis je vous sers, puis je vous fais de la nourriture, puis pour, s'il vous plaît, le temple de la déesse, oubliez, Je veux bâtir la maison du dragon. La maison du dragon. Le temple de la déesse. La maison du dragon. Le temple de la déesse. La maison du dragon, le temple de la déesse, la maison du dragon et le palais du peuple arc-en-ciel. Le palais du peuple arc-en-ciel, le palais du peuple arc-en-ciel. Le palais du peuple arc-en-ciel, le palais du peuple arc-en-ciel, le palais du peuple arc-en-ciel, le palais du peuple arc-en-ciel. Ces trois bâtiments. Le temple de la déesse, la pyramide rouge écarlate du dragon. La maison du dragon, le temple de la déesse oublié, puis bien sûr, la maison ou le palais du peuple arc-en-ciel. On y va, on descend les marches, puis on discute la TRD pour en finir. T pour théorie, R de la dette, refusion de la dette. Qu'est-ce que c'est? On va prendre toute la dette publique-privée, on va ramasser, on va faire la conversion dans la devise des États-Unis. Tout cet argent-là, puis tenez compte que ma TRD, ça inclut la théorie d'intégration monétaire. La théorie d'intégration monétaire, c'est exactement ce qu'ils ont fait en Europe. En Europe, bien sûr, ils ont fait la création d'une nouvelle banque, ils ont fait la création d'une nouvelle banque, ils ont fait la création d'une nouvelle banque. Ils ont fait la création d'une nouvelle banque, ils ont détruit leur ancienne banque, ils ont fait la destruction de leur ancienne banque centrale. Ça a commencé dans les années 90, ça a continué des années 20-80, ça a commencé des années 80, ils ont établi une banque centrale commune en Europe. Cette banque centrale commune, après ça ils ont fait la création d'une nouvelle monnaie, ils ont fait la création de la monnaie, puis après ça ils ont fait bien sûr l'euro. Les Allemands ils ont laissé détruire leur banque centrale, leur Deutschmark, les Italiens leur lira, les Français leur franc, puis ils ont fait la destruction de leur ancienne banque et ont fait de la construction de la SCB, Banque centrale de l'Europe, pour mettre en circulation une nouvelle devise, l'euro. Euro. Fait que nous, on va faire pareillement, mais différemment, parce que ma TRD, ça contient. Ma TRD en dedans d'elle, ça contient. Ma TRD, ça contient. Fait que ma TRD, ça contient la théorie qui ont fait en Europe, la théorie financière qui s'appelle la théorie d'intégration monétaire. Mais ma TRD, théorie de la refusion de la dette, ça inclut cette théorie, mais c'est d'une manière différente. Il faut le faire. On est rendu à payer 46,7 milliards, là. Il n'y a pas d'autre solution. Vous pouvez vous ostiner tant que vous voudriez. Il n'y a pas d'autre solution. Que la TRD, théorie de la refusion de la dette. Donc, on va prendre toute la dette publique-privée, mon 10 000, ton 10 000, de côte à côte, on va faire la conversion dans la devise des États-Unis. Je parle pour l'Amérique du Nord avec l'Haïti. Cuba, République dominicaine, Jamaïque, les pays Jamaïque, tout ça. Les îles, l'Amérique du Nord, Canada premièrement, États-Unis, premièrement, Canada premièrement avec États-Unis, là. Canada, deuxièmement États-Unis, puis le reste qui veulent. Tu sais, toute la dette publique-privée, rajoutée avec la dette des États-Unis, s'ils veulent, sinon Canada premièrement, tout cet argent-là, ça a fondé l'argent initial pour une nouvelle banque. On va faire la conversion dans la devise du dollar canadien en dollar des États-Unis parce que c'est encore la monnaie de change. Et donc, ça va faire la fondation d'une nouvelle banque. Ça ne dérange pas comment qu'on l'appelle. On peut lui donner n'importe quel nom. Le principe, c'est le principe. Tout cet argent-là, la dette publique-privée, ça a fondé l'argent initial de cette nouvelle banque qui va mettre en circulation une nouvelle monnaie. Monnaie qu'on va appeler UI, basée sur la valeur des États-Unis. U point unité, E point échange, U point universel. U point unité, E point échange, U point universel. U point unité, E point échange, U point universel. UI. On va faire un gel des prix. Prix du beurre, prix du pain, prix du lait, prix du fromage, prix des œufs. Et tout cet argent-là, on va pouvoir rebâtir l'infrastructure du collectif nord-américain. 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 On va pouvoir financer les gens à faire de l'entraînement physique, financer les gens au tourisme, bâtir plus de centrales, puis pour la défense, ouvrir des montagnes, mais construire des tunnels dans le cas d'une guerre nucléaire. That's it, that's all. C'est la solution. Support the dream, soutenez le rêve. Dancing God is Dragon Kingdom. Le royaume de la déesse est le dragon qui danse.